Is brought to you by Faction Motorsports. We are an automotive performance shop located in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Our shop is easy to get to from Route 17, 3, and 21. We are also only 15 minutes away from New York City. Faction Motorsports provides services that include but are not limited to performance part installations, suspension overhauls, general maintenance, engine installations, tire mounting and balancing, and custom four-wheel alignments with our in-house Hunter alignment machine. We also stock a range of performance products in-house. From AN fittings and gaskets to complete body kits, we try to stock as many parts as we can to provide quick shipping times for our website customers and same-day pickup for locals. Make sure to shoot us an email if you are looking to set up an appointment or if you are looking for a part that is not up on our website. Our email is sales@factionmotorsports.com. We are also on Instagram at Faction Motorsports.
Yeah. Oh wait, is it on now? Should we stop freestyle rapping?
Yeah.
That's what we were doing right before the mics got hot. Mike and Frankie were beefing and doing battle raps.
We were not. It was
They
literally
were.
you. But yeah.
Well, welcome everybody to the Faction After Hours podcast. We're here to bring you another episode. Tonight we have another guest. We have Mike Stanceco, also pronounced as Mike DeFusco.
Ooh, there
right?
it is.
Yeah, phonetically correct.
Yeah.
All right.
DeFusco?
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having
Dude,
me.
me and Mike have actually had conversations on Instagram before, and that's why I had to ask you, are you Mike? I know you for the 3000 GT and the CTS V. Not just a CTS, sorry.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I definitely seen that drifting before at the track.
The
yeah,
V?
It's been here. It's been up north like 3 times now
Okay.
since I built it. Yeah, usually Haunted moves.
Where
Okay.
is it when it's not north?
It's at our house in Florida. We live in Florida, my fiance and I. So we moved down there like 3 years ago, but born and raised like Philly area, suburbs.
Word.
And just so you know, earlier today he said he misses it up here.
I do. You know, I do. And like from a drifting aspect, I didn't miss it until I left it.
Yeah.
And now I really miss it.
Why is it? And I asked a few of our the Discord has some people from Florida, Drift Team Risky Businesses. One, shout out to those boys. But they have so much land, and I feel like no tracks. Like, why is that?
Dude, I don't know. And everybody loves old oval tracks and skid pads.
There's only
That's
so
like-
much you can build when the elevation changes 1 foot
Yeah.
Dude.
through the whole state.
I wish somebody would build a road course with like elevation change.
The thing is
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't even, it always never entails it like a full road course. It's like a go-kart track or something. And in my head, in the like 90s and maybe like early 2000s when I was a kid and my parents were bringing us to Florida and stuff, they would always bring us to these go-kart tracks where it's like, they were huge. And I'm like, where are those at now? There was one where it was like literally wheel to wheel, like it looked like an Indy car.
Maybe they won't let drifters on.
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing too.
Well, really?
Because I feel like drifters have like that whole thing where people think that you're gonna ruin the track.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we are.
Yeah,
Well-
kind of a little bit.
Yeah, to an extent.
A little bit. Like there's gonna be a lot of dirt drops.
Yeah.
So the grass is not gonna be really grass anymore.
Okay, because Florida's got great grass.
I'm just saying.
Like what? Like
Track people that own tracks, I guess, care about that.
Yeah, I just wish somebody could like copy and paste Englishtown to like somewhere in Florida.
Yeah.
If I could have that down there, that would be fantastic.
Maybe some smoother pavement.
Yeah.
what would it be called? Where in Florida are you at? Are you
So we are like just above Fort Myers, Venice area on the Gulf Coast.
the Fort Myers Sports Complex? Yeah, a racing complex. It has
You,
to be
you
racing.
had that name ready to go.
That's why I was just asking.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But yeah, why is it like that's so weird? Florida's huge,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
and it's warm all the time. So like the car's got to be sick. How's the car scene down there?
Car scene's alive and well.
Really?
Yeah, and because there's no off season. But you know what I've kind of noticed too, because there's no off season, there's no time for people to rebuild their cars.
Yep.
So like things get banged up and they stay banged up. Whereas like when we were up here, you know, you have November to April to rewrap your car. I used to rewrap my car like every year.
I'm laughing because I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess November to April, crunch time.
I know it's like
It's a pretty big time.
and you wait until the 2 weeks before opening moves to start what you have to do for the winter. But
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I feel like we had that downtime to rebuild your car. So like the scene's good, and like I mean, there's a lot of sweet cars in Florida, but I feel like from a drifting standpoint, you see a lot more of like the missile car kind of stuff because people just have like thrash cars that they just abuse.
It's not like potholey down there, right? Like the roads are smooth.
The roads
I
are
remember
nice.
going on there, and you definitely have a sun pass. Yeah,
course.
you're a sun pass user.
What the fuck is a sun
that?
pass?
Yeah, it's a fucking
Easy
the,
Pass?
The first
Yeah.
time I drove down there, we had Easy Pass, and we're using Easy Pass the whole way down, and then it's asked for something called the sun pass. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Sounds like someone from Jersey moved there and then named it that.
Right?
They were like, we got to make money down here.
Yeah.
They got this thing up north called Easy Pass.
Do you remember that photo of you're my age, so there was a meme or something, and it was like a photo taken at like an oval track in Florida, and the cars are like all over the place. One of them has like a flagpole coming out of it. And then it was like drifting in Florida. And then it was like drifting in New Jersey, and it was the Bloodmasters all like door to door.
Stacked up.
And it was, dude, I will never forget that meme. I was like, what in the fucking Mad Max is going on down there? Like, it just looked like some crazy shit going on.
It's interesting.
It sounds like what you're talking about.
Yeah,
like-
and like I feel like a lot of it is just the way I mean, you guys know Club Loose, it's strict, but like
Yeah.
good strict. Like you learn how to drive there.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like a lot of tracks, some tracks, I don't want to generalize. I feel like some tracks is kind of just like go do whatever you want instead of like let's learn how to drift and like let's try and get better.
The
Sorry.
whole strict thing is like, I don't know, it's tough love,
Yeah,
but
but you need that sometimes.
you need that so that when you go to other places, I feel like your standard is so high that you're not the person that needs to be talked to about acting like an idiot.
Absolutely. I've gone to tracks, not in Florida, like just elsewhere, where we roll up in the tech and they see the Club Loose tech stickers and they're like, oh, is this a Club Loose car? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're good. I'm like, you're not going to look at it? And they're like, no, like if you pass Club Loose tech, like you're good enough for here.
That's because Hector already yelled at you once or maybe twice.
That's convenient.
Yeah, right? A little fast pass.
Yeah.
Where
that's
else
fast
are
pass.
you, how far have you taken your drifting around the country?
East Coast. So like E-Town, back when they used to run events at Dover, they did like a parking lot event there. Dover Speedway, they did parking lot events for like a year or two there.
Where is that? Dover, New
Delaware.
Jersey?
Delaware.
Oh. Okay.
Delaware?
Delaware.
Yeah, Dover, Delaware. Yeah.
Yeah, I never
It's a
heard of it.
big parking lot?
It's like the NASCAR track, like Dover, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
That they used to run like parking lot events there. I think it was for like 2 years. And then something with insurance, they ended up squashing it.
I feel like I've seen a friend of mine. That's a pretty big lot.
Huge.
I think a friend of mine, when we first started getting into drifting, when he first started getting into drifting, he was one of the first people I seen where they started going faster.
Yeah.
His name was Farmer Dan. Dan, if you're listening to this, I miss you, dude. But
Farmer
but
Dan.
he would be
Never
moving.
a dull name with Carl's friends.
Right.
It's
Dude, they're
right.
all good people. All my
you
friends
make
are
the
good
nicknames
people.
for them?
No.
Okay.
I met him and he's like, "Hey, I'm Farmer Dan." He helped me build my F13 with Chris. It's in one of my like old YouTube videos.
Was Tits there?
No, I didn't know Tits yet.
All right.
But he was one of the first ones that I seen. And I think it was there at that event.
They started getting pretty big too. Like they would get good turnouts down there.
Yeah.
And then we would also go to Shenandoah. We've been there a couple times. Like right after COVID, we were going to Shenandoah a bunch because my 3000 wasn't caged and I wanted to tandem with my friends. So we started
Speedway, the oval.
Shenandoah Speedway. Yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. And I loved it there. I mean, like the scenery.
Yeah,
it's
dude,
just like
yeah.
it's a
The
whole vibe. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where like Los Al Heroes was.
Yeah, it does look crazy down there.
Yeah.
He was
The
the one.
mountain.
Frankie was the one to tell me about that. He's like, "You're
Yeah.
just gonna look around and it's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
be
all
what the
mountains."
fuck?
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And it was like picture. You remember that, Malcolm? Yeah, Malcolm was there. I forgot in Princess.
Especially like sunset when the sun starts going down behind the mountains.
Oh
It's-
yeah,
it's
dude,
nice.
it was
It's good.
beautiful that day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was such a great day when we went there.
If only it was a good track.
It's an oval. It's as good as you make it. So
At
we
least
were.
the thing I like about that is that they have the infield that's completely paved.
Yeah.
So like you can kind of do something with that where it's not just like an X and you have to do like
Yeah.
FD
Oh, I don't like
Orlando
that.
layout everywhere.
Yeah, I don't like the demo derby layout.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That track was cool because I feel like that was like a clicking moment for me on like hucking it. Cause we would do like a dry circle and then speed up like hell and then like dip down against the wall and then just throw it.
Yeah, absolutely. Same for me. That
So
track,
fun.
because I was able to follow people, and like when I was able to follow people, I could kind of like mimic what they were doing and kind of figure it out. But then after COVID, I built an angle kit for my car, and like we went to Shenandoah a couple times, and that's when like my drifting really like actually started coming together.
How long you been drifting for?
Haunted Moves 2017 was my first event.
Oh, wow. Pretty new.
Yeah, I mean,
New.
I've been around.
What the
it.
fuck? That was 7 years ago, bro.
Pretty new.
Yeah, I've been around it since like 2012, 2013.
Oh,
and
okay.
then
Okay,
Haunted
is that
Moves-
pretty new, Frankie?
Haunted Moves was like my first
17 is
event
new.
driving. I helped crew. I've shot media, but then like I started.
I was
driving
gonna say. I was gonna
2017.
ask you if you were a media guy.
I was for a little bit, and then I really kind of got exposed to it. A friend of mine was, he's like, we were in like high school, I think, and he was like, yeah, my buddy Chelsea drives, and he like drifts, and he competes, and this and that, and so he starts sending me videos, and I have like these old videos of Denofa in his black E36, like on a hard drive somewhere, that my buddy would send me like from his digital camera.
That's funny.
And so then like, I remember the one year Chelsea came up for FD New Jersey, and all the guys, local guys that our friend group, they were like, yeah, we're gonna go help Chelsea. So we like stayed at the cabin that they rented, and we just kind of helped around the pits during FD New Jersey, and it turned into like a couple year thing.
Oh wow.
And that was like the first time, like Wall, New Jersey was my first time like ever witnessing drifting,
Like seeing it.
seeing it. Yeah.
No, you weren't like I watched option videos and got magazines and
I was a stance kid before.
Stanceco.
Yeah, yeah. I was a stance kid before, and yeah, it just like once I saw drifting, I was like, this is way cooler.
What
Yeah.
kind of stance kit are we talking here? Like, what was your medium choice?
Don't say Volkswagen. Don't say Volkswagen.
No, my 3000.
Sick.
That was a stance car at
Oh,
first?
that was a slammed like stance car. Yeah.
For those of you, we mentioned Mike has a 3000 GT. Yeah, he drifts that 3000 GT.
Yeah, which is a whole nother conversation we got.
But now you're telling me it was stanced first.
Yeah, that car's been through many different iterations over the last 14 years that I've
Okay.
had it.
Is it on your Instagram?
Yeah, it might be a little deep.
Malcolm.
The V kind of
give it a
took over
goo.
after the last 2 years.
Give it a go.
Malcolm's in the building. Thank you, Malcolm. But no, I questioned the 3000 GT at first because I was like, well, one, that's one of those cars where you look at it and you're like, yeah, that would drift. Because it's like got big arches, fat butt on that
I
thing.
mean, the engine's in the front, but it's transverse.
Yeah,
so
it
is
is
the transmission.
Yeah.
It's also in the front.
Yikes.
So what?
So
That doesn't all sound that great for drifting.
Nope.
no, you would laugh if I told you the weight distribution. It's like a 75-25.
Oh,
front
so
to
that's
back.
that thing's. Oh wait,
It's
what?
heavy. In the
Yeah,
front.
wow.
Huh?
Yeah, it didn't help when I tube reared it either.
And you tube reared it.
Yeah,
So it's like
so-
90, 10. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
dude.
not great.
Have
Not
you
great.
weighed it after that?
33.75 without me in it.
But front to rear percent.
Front to rear percent after the tube rear, I think, was a 75-25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So currently it's 75-25. What the fuck?
Yeah, not
Okay.
Oh God, he's got the Arizona can on the side.
So that was during a stance phase. The car was still all-wheel drive then.
Okay.
And yeah, RPM.
Wait, I
was
like
my
that
favorite
though.
wheel.
Yeah.
That's the stance that it was at.
Yeah, yeah.
That looks right.
Yeah, it was still like functional, but it was just like
Doesn't
more.
it kind of look like a Ferrari with a door vent on the bottom?
Yeah.
I know, little
Right.
Testarossa vibe. Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm trying to look underneath.
So that car was also it was a base model when it started. So it was non-turbo, automatic, and front-wheel drive.
Oh no.
There's no way that switching it to that was easy, unless it bolts in.
Easier than you would think.
Really?
Yeah. So long story short, I grew up riding in the passenger seat of this car. Like my aunt bought this car new. My uncle had it. He
Oh,
owned it.
love that.
So it's been in the family forever. And
Ooh,
when I was
looking a little hurt now in that one.
yeah, that was E-Town did a number to it.
Yo,
Yeah.
in the last picture, it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's.
That's almost hard for me to see when you put them right next to each other.
I'm so sorry.
Now, I got into the wall at E-Town. I want to say it was Haunted Moves one year. I got into the wall and it pushed the back right corner of the car in pretty good.
Well, now the tube rear makes sense.
Yeah, well, I bent the whole tube rear.
Oh,
it was already in there.
It was already in there, yeah.
Well, now put
so
more
the reason
tubes.
I did the tube rear was because they have a 19-gallon fuel tank that hangs real low in the back. And anytime I would dirt drop, the tank would get a new dent. So I was like, I need to do something about this. So we cut the back half off, and there was a little bit of rust back there too. So we just got rid of everything, tubed it, like 12-gallon fuel cell. And
I can't believe this car was in your family for that long. And
Yeah, that was
since
about
then.
to go back to that because you rode in the passenger seat.
yeah, like when I was younger, my uncle used to come down the shore with us on vacation. And like a highlight of my summer vacations was riding in the passenger seat of that car. Yeah.
It was white still originally,
It was pearl white originally, yeah.
and an auto. You said.
And front wheel drive.
Yeah.
And non-turbo.
I feel like
my
a lot
God.
of the Volkswagens. I feel like a lot of the 3000 GTs that I see are that trim.
Yes. Definitely more common.
What was the demographic that they were trying to target with this thing? Because I thought it was supposed to be a flagship sports car.
Yeah, that's
like what? Why are?
I think it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, the VR4s weren't cheap for the time. They were like $55,000, I think,
What?
for a VR4.
Were they
Isn't that
really?
kind of what the twin turbo 300ZX was?
Yeah, I think they all kind of fell around the same place.
Yeah, they were
as
not
like the
cheap
Supras
cars.
and whatnot. They weren't cheap. So like you had to. My aunt bought the car, if I remember correctly, because a Flyers player bought a VR4.
A Philadelphia Flyers?
Philadelphia Flyers. So like a professional sports player bought a VR4.
Uh huh.
And when she saw it, she was like, I want that car. And then she went and bought the base model version.
People really be making decisions on cars that way. Like isn't that crazy?
Well, like seeing someone. with-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One time
I mean, I
worked-
almost did it the other day. I saw a GR86 drive down the street.
You
and
say
I was
that
like,
every day. Shut the. You like that
"Damn, I'm
car.
about
You
to buy
love
that
that
car. And I literally have no money, but yeah, I wish I could. Yeah.
You will.
One day.
10 years from now,
Let,
when
yeah,
the car's a little cheaper.
Yeah, we'll see.
And our dollar's
Yeah,
less.
it's gonna be clapped out, and I'm gonna be like, oh, this is great.
Then you're gonna buy a shell from Cam Ryan Browns.
Just don't say his name like that.
I'm mad you didn't bring me. That's bullshit.
We weren't gonna do a podcast.
Yes, we were.
No, we didn't have time.
I had questions up
I did
the
not have
butt
time.
for that guy.
I got home. I got here. What time, Malcolm? 12 in the afternoon. Yep, 12 in the afternoon.
He's still disheveled.
I'm not good right now.
Dude.
I'm
Oh,
tired.
well, me and Mike are
Carl.
fine.
I'm fucking tired, man.
Yeah, right. Go to sleep, Uncle. But that's I don't really understand that demographic that they were targeting with that.
I don't know, but it got me hooked.
Yeah, man. Look, my roommate's ex-girlfriend had one of those, and he said that thing drove like a yacht, like out the box.
Yeah. I mean, even the non-turbo version, it was a very comfortable car, heavy car too. But yeah, I mean, they're great cars, but they're plagued with like the common issues that everybody's like, oh, they do this, oh, they
What
do
are
that.
some of the common issues?
Spinning bearings?
Oh, that's a pretty bad issue.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
but it's
not
one
that
of those things where timing belts.
That's a pretty bad issue.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where like if you just take care of it, it'll be fine.
But Mike,
I mean, you got to
the
think
engine bay in that thing.
it's tight. It's tight.
So
Let's
just
get a
to
photo of that,
simply
Mount.
take care of it is a task.
Yeah, there's some recent ones on my Instagram because I just
Yeah, I don't know what these
redid the whole
cars-
engine.
Dude,
and
it's
put it in and-
it's small in there.
I know
tight.
what it is, but I don't know like what it really looks like.
yeah, that's that was like in
Yikes.
January. once I put the engine back
Yeah,
in.
Mike. Just
I'll take a 300ZX, please.
Simply do the timing belt is a fucking.
Yeah, it's not easy. I will say that. I mean,
So I got to ask you because I had a customer email us and they were like, yeah, I got a 3000 GT. I want to make it a VR4. And I was like, goodbye.
don't do it.
Yeah. Did I ask you this already?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about it
Yeah.
outside. Yeah, so to make it a VR4, engine bolts in, transmission bolts in, like everything's the same. Clutch pedal, you drill the hole and you do all that. The biggest difference is the front mounts for the rear subframe. So on the non-turbo, so rear subframe, non-turbo, it's a trailing arm style. And the VR4s, the trailing arm is attached to the subframe, whereas on the base models, it's attached to the body. So you actually need the floor section from a VR4 with those front mounts.
Oh, you're losing me.
So you cut the
much.
trailing.
Did you say rear subframe?
You
rear
have
subframe.
you need to have a car.
And I need to change the rear subframe in order to do the twin turbo?
Well, so did they want it all-wheel drive or they just want it twin turbo? Because
He
this is
did
the
say
all-wheel drive
twin
stuff.
turbo.
So like you can do the twin turbo stuff. That's not that bad to do because everything's kind of just like a bolt-on situation. But it's when you go all-wheel drive, that's when you need
to change the rear subframe.
Change the rear
and
subframe. You got to add two
mounts.
mounts. Yeah.
What about the trans situation? If you were to keep it front wheel drive, does it just not go into the T case or something?
Yeah, it's a different trans, but like it's the same package. You know what I mean? So like everything, both shifter cables are like all the same. You know, all that
I
stuff.
thought it was really weird that they like. I'm pretty sure it's like a completely different engine or something, or like it's like.
So they're both the 6G72. So it's a 3-liter V6.
Okay, so it's the same engine.
Yeah, and then there's just the
Turbos.
turbo version. And
Oh,
the turbo
okay.
version. Yeah.
Yo, that sounds so weird because it's like 4G63.
Yeah.
That's a Mitsubishi motor.
Yeah.
And then, or 4B11T, Johnny. And then what did you say it was? A
6G72.
It's just bigger numbers.
Yeah, it's bigger numbers. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they were like initially like truck engines, and they just kind of turned them into these.
That first comment, still so wild seeing a transverse engine in a drift car. Yeah.
So
That's
what
I'm
was
thinking.
your, you went, what suspension are you on?
Well, it's like an Evo.
From
but yeah.
Stance, I guess.
Well,
Were you static?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Always.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't do air riding
You
stuff.
like that word? You like that word?
So I just had like
Static.
Megan racing coilovers, and then some adjustable arms in the back just to get the camber right. And then once I started drifting it, I swapped out the springs. I just have like iBox springs on the Megan coilovers, and because there isn't like a huge product offering out there, especially
Shocker.
with drifting stuff. You
Yeah.
know? So like it was the more I started drifting that car, the more I just kind of had to start figuring it out myself.
BC doesn't make coilovers.
They do, just the BRs though. So I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
And what are you on now?
same.
Same?
Like same suspension, same coilovers,
Just
springs, just raise it up.
Raise it up?
Yeah, because once I did the angle kit, we extended the lower control arms, and then I did like a carbon wide body on it, and even with that, the wheels. You're looking at me weird
yeah,
there.
who just did a carbon wide body.
So
I'm like,
I have carbon fiber front fenders that
Okay.
are wider, and then rear over fenders that are
okay,
wider
I
that
thought
are on
you
the car.
made.
They make
No.
rear over fenders?
They did. They don't anymore. There was like this company that was around, and I managed to get a set of rear overs from them, and then they shut down, disappeared. And then a guy in Jersey, he actually traded me. I had a Tanabe medallion exhaust on it, and it was too quiet. And I traded him the exhaust for the front carbon fiber fenders. So I was able to piece together the full kit.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason now why too is I wanted to stop drifting the car, because if I
Yeah.
damage that stuff, there's no like
Yeah.
I can't just go online and order another set.
You're not interested in like recreating them? Like, I know a lot of people right now who are. The only reason why I ask is because, including myself, I find fun like in making stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing like fiberglass repairs on the side and stuff. That stuff's fun to me.
Well, I feel you on that, because like with the Stanceco stuff, like I would love to do more 3000 GT stuff, but like the V consumes all of my time now, and like making parts for that, it's just like
I want to delve into that because you're obviously drifting the 3000 GT less.
yeah.
Is that what prompted you to buy the CTS?
Yeah, so ultimately I wanted an S chassis after the 3000.
Okay,
And
so a CTS-V, perfect match.
well, so let me preface this. So I had an 06 CTS-V that was my daily. It still is my daily. And so I had the 3000 in the V. And then I was like, you know what? I want to build another drift car. I want like an S14. Way overpriced at that point. I missed the boat on those. And so then I was like, all right, maybe a Corvette. Corvette, missed the boat on it. I was just like, it's not happening. Like, it just, I can't justify
How much are
spending-
CTSVs?
Hold on.
Well, now they're.
We'll get
hold
there.
on. Okay, we're being told to
Like,
hold
you
on,
got
Frank.
two of them. Like what?
Hold on.
So first gens as well. So they're like the either 5.7 LS6 or a 6-liter LS2 T56 manual. So
All right.
they're both the natural, because everyone assumes they're all the supercharged ones. These are the naturally aspirated generation.
Okay.
So I was like, I missed the Corvette boat. So right before we moved to Florida in 2021, this kid hits me up on Instagram, and he's like, I made a joke. Like I posted my Black V, and I was like, oh, cruising Copart to find a CTS to cage, just messing around. And he messages me. He's like, dude, I have the perfect car for you to put a cage in and drift. And I was like, all right, what are the details? So he sends it to me. It's a 05 CTS-V and has like 237,000 miles on it. And
That's
he's like,
a lot for that car.
he's like, it's my daily. He's like, I've had it for a few months, but he races like stock cars. So he's like, I want more money to put in my program for next year. So he's like, I'm just selling it. I was like, how much do you want for it? And he's like, I think he told me like $8,500. And I was like, okay. I mean, it's got a ton of miles on it.
Yeah.
But I was like, listen, I'm like, we're moving 1,200 miles away in like 2 weeks, and I already got to move like 5 cars. So I was like, I can't swing it. So we moved to Florida, and then like 2 weeks after we moved to Florida, he posted it in one of the CTSV groups for $5,500. And
Whoa. That's a $2,000 price drop.
3,000.
Three. Oh, sorry, 85.
Yeah.
Can't math.
yeah, he's just like, I'm just trying to dump it off. Like, I'm done with it. I don't need it. So he posts, and immediately when that post goes up, like within minutes, I see it. And I walk over, my fiance and I, we both work from home. I walk over to her desk. I'm like, here, look at this. And she's like, what is it? I'm like, I think I should buy it. This is me asking for her permission.
Yeah. I was about to
like,
ask.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
And she's like, you ever gonna find one cheaper? And I was like, no. And she's like, yeah, you should buy it.
W wife.
Well, that's why I'm married now.
Wow. Hey, he secured the bag.
So I messaged the kid. I was like, how much do I have to send you right now? I pulled that post because everyone's tagging their boy and like everyone in it. So I sent him money, and then we drove up to North Carolina the following weekend to go pick it up.
North Carolina, that's you're under half a day.
Well, it was 10 hours. Yeah,
Just under half a day.
Yeah, so we drove up the night before, stayed in a hotel, grabbed it first thing in the morning, and shot back down.
And it was everything you needed.
Oh yeah, dude, the car ran great. It just had a boatload of miles on it. Every rubber bushing was blown on it, just as you would expect. Reverse didn't work, which was a relatively easy fix. And then
What's the fix for that? Reverse didn't work?
Well, I replaced all the gears in the transfer reverse.
Okay. I don't know if that was the easiest fix.
No, I mean that's not the easiest fix, but
simple.
Yeah,
You're starting to sound like Carl. That's what Carl would do. I got this car for cheap.
I just got
it only needs a motor, but it's easy. I got one.
Good ass deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got it. I taught Morgan how to drive stick in it, and then I took it apart the next day. So and then it took me like a year and a half to build it, and then now I've been driving it.
Did you go directly into making parts for it? And what's your background that you were like, yeah, let me just make this angle kit really quick, because let me tell you, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, and I would like to think I'm a normal person.
I was an engineering student for a semester.
Oh, you're really smart. Okay.
That was that was about the extent of it. And then I like engineering and things like that. And I just like building things myself and figuring out how things work. So it just like, again, I bought another weird car that there was no drifting aftermarket for. But at least for this one, I started seeing guys that actually were starting to try and drift them. So I was like, the first thing I made was like adjustable tow arms. Okay. And just for the rear suspension, center adjuster, super simple. And then I made the dual caliper bracket. That was like the biggest thing at that point that I had done, because it took a lot of like test fits and work to make it work. So it mounts another Brembo on the rear, another factory Brembo. Uh-huh. And that's when people were like, started asking me for like, hey, like, are you going to make these? Can I buy them off of you? And I was like, So
you weren't selling this stuff at the time? You're making
time.
These for like personal use, just
I didn't
cranking out a CNC machine?
Well, so I didn't sell anything myself until I drove my car. So I didn't want to sell any parts until like I used it and made sure it worked.
Okay, fair.
And then, so then once I did the first event with that car and kind of shook it down, that's when I was like, all right, this stuff didn't fall apart. So we should be good to go. So far, everything's held up so far. But like, it just kind of, rolled one thing into another. And then it started turning into, okay, people were buying this stuff. I started making some parts for just regular V owners. So like they didn't even have to be a drift car. And then
like what? What are you making for a regular V owner?
So on the
Fuzzy dice?
So on the first gen Vs, the factory airbox is actually one of the best intake options for the car. So you can get like a K&N intake that has the open cone, and guys have dyno tested it, and they actually lose a couple horsepower by going from the stock intake to that.
That's facts.
Yeah, so I mean, heat soak is a thing, and GM like to put LSs in the tightest engine bays. LSs fit best in cars they didn't come into. That's kind of what I always go by.
That's an
And
interesting statement.
they just shoehorn them in their factory cars.
I feel like the intake is always like too close.
Yeah, there's like no room for anything. So I ended up making somebody back in the day did a test, same test they dynoed with replacing the stock intake pipe, which has like weird baffling and stuff in it, and they picked up like 12 horsepower on the dyno.
12?
12 to the wheel.
That's a moderate amount.
That's a good amount. And they had a K&N panel filter and a like a round metal tube instead of the factory pipe, and then just like a 90-degree silicone coupler, and then the MAF and all that.
Yeah.
So one of my, a buddy of mine from the 3000 GT world, he works and he does carbon fiber for a living. So I was like, hey, I'm like, what if we made like a cool looking intake and we did like a carbon fiber tube and we kitted it together with couplers, clamps, and all that stuff. And people that want to keep their factory air box, instead of using like an aluminum pipe or something that'll heat soak, we can use carbon and a little better heat soak properties and stuff like that. So I did that, and like, people jumped all over it. Yeah. And it looks nice. It's like a really nice piece because, you know, there's like the Sunday cruiser guys that'll go to Cars and Coffee and pop their hood, and it looks good. So that's like one of the parts for like the regular guys that I make.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's a good product.
Yeah, no, that was... Nah, you're a smart guy, dude. You're a smart guy because, like, the market isn't just buying CTS Vs.
Yeah.
They have a CTS, no V.
Well, no, I'm saying these are 4Vs.
Oh.
Yeah, all my stuff is 4Vs.
It's just not for like drifters.
Oh,
I mean, it could be, but
Oh,
It could
right,
be,
right,
yeah.
right.
I mean,
Sorry.
I run them on both of my cars, yeah.
but
I mean,
it's
nonetheless, like, not everybody's drifting, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. And like the tow arms, guys pick those up with regular cars because the factory ones seize up real bad and they're like pencil thick. So as soon as you try to adjust them and they're seized, they just snap. Happened to me twice.
wow.
What kind of design is that?
It's terrible.
Come on, Cadillac.
The first gen CTSV was like 100% a parts bin car, and they just threw a bunch of stuff at it, and they're like, "Yeah, this should be good. Let's get it out." So that's kind of how we ended up where we are.
I actually, when I first saw the CTSV, what game was that? It was probably Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition or something like that. Might have been like that.
Isn't that game over there?
What?
That game is right over there.
It is.
That's Midnight Club 2.
Oh yeah, you're
That was a fire game though. This one, Midnight Club 2 was a heater. That's literally what I want my car to look like, right there.
I never played it.
Look, Frankie, there you are.
That's a girl.
But no, but I did like the CTSV when I first saw it because it's proportionate. Like, it's got a long hood, it's got a short trunk, it's got 4 doors.
Definitely interesting.
But
looking.
it's like it was a proportionate.
It's a pretty
car.
well balanced car too. Like
Yeah, it's not 70-80.
It's
not
not 70
70-20.
Or
Yeah,
70-20, 70-30, 70-30. Dude, I
Yeah.
can't math for shit today. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's definitely a way better balanced
Do you
car.
happen to know what it is?
I haven't gotten mine on scales yet. I want to, but like from the factory, they're around the 3,800 mark.
But no, like it's
Oh,
more,
weight distribution?
Yeah.
I don't know. If
Better.
Better. Much better.
definitely better.
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
made like ankle kits and stuff too, and like
Yeah, so we do like the handbrake mounting plate that goes around the shifter. We do all the handbrake lines that'll run to the Brembos in the back. So you can do a full setup aside from the handbrake itself, like off of our website.
hell yeah, dude.
And then right now we're getting really close to ordering a test run for my car of like bolt-on angle blocks, kind of like how SLR does for the Beamers. So
Dude, you're doing some really cool stuff. What the fuck?
yeah, because like no one's making
anything
it.
for these cars.
Yeah,
There's
like,
no other not.
There's one other person out there that makes an angle kit for it. I'm not a huge fan of what you have to do. It's like a permanent thing. So you have to actually cut the pickup point off the knuckle to bolt their kit on. So I don't like that. So, and right now I have cut knuckles on my car, but I want to have the bolt-on angle block will be like removable.
Huh.
So like you
and
can go
serviceable. Like you could replace.
you can replace pieces on it. You can go back to stock if you want, and it'll have Ackerman adjustment, roll center correction, and all that
Dude,
jazz.
you what? Mike Fab.
Carl's wondering how the fuck are you?
Well, because
calculating
now,
this?
now I want to ask more. This is for the people who are out there who have these kinds of dreams to make stuff like Mike. But when you're, I don't know, how do I put this? When you're trying to make something, right? Let's say we'll just use the angle kit as an example. Like, where do you go first? Like, do you think of a design and then just ship it out to somebody? And like, is there like what's that process like?
So like for the angle kit, I'm fortunate enough to have my street car, which is bone stock from a like steering suspension wise. So like that's all apart in the air in the garage right now. And like I'm using that as my template for everything, take measurements off of, because the drift V already has cut knuckles. So it's all out of whack already. So
So you took your daily driver, put it up on jack stands,
yes.
As a reference.
and now you walk everywhere.
Yeah.
As a reference.
So so from there, I kind of I start taking measurements and just like trying to figure out, like I'm using my cut knuckles as a base point of where like the tie rod pickup point is then versus how much angle it gets and things like that. And I mean, I've definitely been inspired by, there's a lot of guys out there that make angle kits for like niche cars and things like that, and just see what they do and how they go about doing it, and kind of take that and be like, all right, well, let's use this concept and make it fit this car.
Oh, yeah.
And and then I have a good group of friends too that have helped along the way. One of my friends, he's an engineer. He helped me out with a lot of 3D modeling for the block itself. So we've gone back and forth with just adjustments and measurements, and he's 3D printed me like test pieces and things like that.
I was just about to ask, what kind of electronic aid are you like? Because I'm over here thinking like you maybe took a scan of your daily, and then you bring it inside, and then you put the daily back on the ground.
With 3D printing, it's like
3D printing helps
so easy
a
now.
ton.
But the
Yeah.
scanning thing does.
I wish I had the capability of
Yeah.
doing that because it would speed things up. But me, it's a tape measure and a pad of paper.
Somebody get Mike one of them scanner things, please. This guy is working in an analog fashion still.
And then all the two-dimensional parts, so the handbrake plate, the dual caliper bracket, like I would make cardboard templates and stuff.
I knew you were gonna say
And
that.
then I would, Morgan, my fiance, she's a graphic designer. So I would go in and inside, I would scan it into the computer. She would trace it and make a 2D file. And then I would send it out to like Send Cut Send to have them cut it out of steel. And then I would use that as like test pieces until I had it like figured out.
Send Cut Send is a godsend for
It
doing
really
stuff
is,
like
dude.
that.
They're
Like,
godsend for a lot of things, because some of the pieces in our products are made through them too.
They're great. So
That's
like
sick.
it's amazing the things. And like I feel like having a resource like that, it opens up a whole nother like world of possibility for people. Like I just got the Ackerman adjustment plates for the angle kit in the other day from Send Cut Send, and they're like beautiful. I love them.
I can tell you're so happy about those. Like, yeah, you get big
and like,
ass
I've tried not to talk about the angle kit too much because just leading up to this point, because like we haven't actually tested it yet. It's just been all like in the works. But like I have pictures on my phone of like it all assembled, and I'm like, oh man, like, I
Talk
gotta
your
put this.
shit, bro. Talk your shit.
Just
That
send them to
sounds
Malcolm right now.
sounds like there's a lot of work that went into these. Like
We yeah, I mean, I'm out in the garage a lot. I mean, I work till 5, and then like there's been nights where I'm out in the garage till midnight.
Was COVID a blessing for you guys? Is that when work from home started?
Yeah, so I actually used to work at Turn 14. We both used to work at Turn 14.
Oh, wow.
And when we started working from home, I was like, man, I never want to go to an office again.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was kind of just like we decided we wanted to move to Florida. So then she found a job, and I found a job, and then we dipped. And but that was like COVID was the big point that I was like, ooh, I kind of like working from home.
Yeah.
And it definitely, gives me the ability to do
do the side work.
Yeah, I had a feeling that definitely helped the whole situation a little bit.
Yeah,
what do you
for
do,
sure.
Mike? Don't mention the company or anything. But like,
I work in marketing.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. There's hope for me.
Yeah.
I do the desk job thing, and then the moment I clock out, like, I think it's I got to get my YouTube channel started. I wanted to do like
a good idea, Carl.
I wanted to do like a day in the life thing, because some of that my days are freaking weird, dude, really weird. And
You should. Why have we not even thought of like?
I don't know.
What?
But I wanted to do like one
Definitely
where
needs a YouTube channel.
I go to work and I take you guys to work with me, and then I get out of work, and then I'll show the clock. I had this idea where I'd show the clock and be in my work clothes, and then whoop, right into my muddy ass clothes, and then right into the garage.
He's really
and I
good with
work.
like editing little. What did you do that one video where it was like you dropped a bolt or something and then a fucking bomb went off?
Yeah,
Like, it
that
a
was just
fucking-
that was like just dumb
was a nuke
slapstick
test.
or slapstick editing, dude. I just
Yeah.
like doing it. I don't know.
It was
But
pretty funny.
I'd want to like put a little bit more effort into it. I don't know.
It's hard. It's hard to find the
edit.
time.
Yeah.
Our listeners, let me know if you
the
want to
editing
see
is
that.
what takes time, and like sometimes it's hard to find the time for sure. I mean, because like we moved like 2 months ago, and like we're always coming back and forth up here, and there's definitely times where it's just like, holy crap, like we got a lot going on, and I don't know when I'm gonna even do it.
What's a tip that you could give people to balance? Because you look pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie. You're probably like for after talking to you about all the stuff that you're doing, like you should look like that.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know my blood pressure is at the moment.
Blood pressure, dude. I'm Filipino. I eat
I
fucking
just don't
pork
check mine,
regularly.
so that's the easiest
I
way.
made the mistake of checking mine the other day.
Yeah.
But like
You guys are just
we're just old.
you're just
We're
casually
old.
checking your blood
We're
pressure.
not old, Mike. We're not old.
I know you got one of them.
40 is old.
40, yeah, we're not there.
Not even. 45 is old.
That's. We're not talking about blood pressure right now on this podcast.
I think the biggest. What was your question? What did you
What's
ask?
your blood pressure, Mike? No, but the balance, because like,
I mean,
there's days, and fortunate for me, what I do after work is like fun for me. That's like my fun time.
yeah. Oh, I
like-
definitely enjoy it. But
Yeah,
like,
you get out of work and you have a business.
Yeah, I guess if you want to call it that.
It seems like it is one.
I know.
It
I
sounds like you
try
have
and
fun doing
downplay
it,
it. I
though.
try and downplay it, but I do
Yeah.
it because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I almost don't see it as like work. I see it as just like making cool stuff, and
That's
you know, but like you got to be disciplined with it, but like you also got to separate yourself from it when you have to. So like if there's a day where like you just don't feel like doing it, I'll just be like, I'll do it tomorrow. And like,
Okay,
I mean,
so that
there
exists.
There are
That
certainly
exists.
times where like you can't do that,
Uh-huh.
but like usually, like I'm just like, you know what, tonight. Like we're making dinner, sitting on the couch. Like I'm not doing anything.
God bless.
God, that
yes.
sounds
Yes, yes. Dude, you've been doing that, right?
Yeah.
Right? Malcolm, he's been doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The doctor said you should.
At like 10 and p.m. Yeah.
Well,
That's
I
when
mean,
sleep
I never said
happens.
what time you actually get on the
Yeah,
couch.
yeah.
You get a little bit of couch time.
Yeah.
There. But no, I mean, I feel like you just got to make time for yourself and make sure you know you're just chilling and like you have your chill time, because I've seen too many people, even just from like a drifting standpoint, I've seen too many people go 110% nonstop at it, and then they get burnt out, and then it's like.
I know people doing that right now.
Yeah, and then they just like
they're just waiting.
Yeah, and they just like lose interest in it, and then, like I mean, my drifting progression between the 3000 and then moving and building the V was definitely slower than most, but like there was never really a point that I felt like I was burnt out, because like I don't do events every weekend. Like I do 4 or 5 events a year, and you know I go there to just hang out with people. Like I love coming back up. We try and bring the car up in the summers to like Club Loose, just to see. I more am interested in like seeing people and like hanging out with people, and then like I'll go drive. But there's been times where people are like, "Are you even drifting?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But I'm like, I'm hanging out. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
That's honestly really, really nice to hear. Because I feel like
I mean, Carl is one of those obsessive people that will push it far.
until
Like, he has
I'm
that
sick of
mentality.
it, and then I'm like, ugh, like I
Yeah.
can't do this shit
And
anymore.
I am too, usually. I just
But
have
then
a
you
lot of other
back
shit
up.
going on. But Josh is the same way.
But then you back up. You have
Some
to back
people don't
up.
back up.
But you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And honestly, one of the reasons why I feel like I'm able to back up is because like I have such great friends. Like it doesn't even feel like I'm backing up. It's them like being there to
I was gonna
support me
say,
and
I
telling
don't
me
know.
like
It seems like you're always working on your car or something, but lately you've been a little bit less.
yeah, well, my
Because-
pockets are empty, cuz.
Okay. Well, that might be the
Heard
reason
that.
then.
I mean,
heard
I'm
that.
like I'm trying to save up. I want wheels really bad.
Yeah.
And guess what? Wheels are fucking expensive.
Dude,
the ones I
I-
like are like fucking $3,000, $2,500.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I want
Get your
some
paper up,
I want
kid.
some big chrome 3-spoke wheels. For
Yo,
the V.
me too. Wait, what was the last part?
For the V.
The 3 tri-spoke?
Tri-spokes on the V, on the drift V.
Dude, TE's on the V. Wait, that's a 6-lug car. No.
Not anymore. It was.
Wait, they come 6 lug?
Oh yeah, let me. Yeah.
Why?
Because for some reason
they think it's a Silverado?
GM
He
was
said
like,
parts bin car.
yeah, parts bin car, dude. GM for some reason was like, oh, this car makes 400 horsepower. It needs another lug nut.
Wouldn't they say it should be like the Corvette?
You would imagine.
Yeah.
Same drivetrain. And then they come out in 09, they come out with the supercharged V that makes 550 horsepower.
they add
Another
another
150
lug nut?
horsepower.
7 lug.
They're like,
Don't
you
tell
know
me
what?
it's 7 lug.
They're like, you know what? Let's drop a lug. We'll go back to 5. we'll match the Camaro.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire
Terrible.
life.
It's terrible. So it's 6 by 115 too. So it's not even like the only other like car that shares
115 Viper?
115. Viper is like the only other car that shares.
It's not
Yeah,
a
did you
GM.
know that?
It's not a
knew
GM.
that.
No.
So
But-
where did
Well,
they
I
get
think
this?
there's like the SRX, like SUVs use.
Literally
What the
so
fuck is
sorry.
a SRX?
That's the SUV, like the Cadillac SUV, the little mid-size crossover.
Oh,
thing.
I do know what an SRX
Yeah.
is.
So like the SRX is around the same generation with the same ball pattern,
This
Why
is
do people
making
like-
me angry?
dude.
I want to know why. But did you know? Did you find out or no? You don't. You didn't find out why.
No,
they did that.
I literally think it's because of like they're like we're building a performance car and like people might see this as like performance.
Like we took care
Yeah.
to make sure your wheel.
and then they
doesn't-
got some feedback and they fucking fixed their mistake.
Yeah. So back in my stance days, my black V was like low, like on the ground low, and
Damn, I want to see that.
Where's the photos?
Is it
at?
on there? You
Give it a goo.
give it a go.
so there was
I hate
one
when he
year
says that.
I managed to find a set of 3-piece. We was like, God,
Is that the drift one though? That's the drift one.
that's the drift one, and then that's the black one behind it. But the black one was raised up by then.
Oh, let's see it slammed to the ground.
Yeah, I like. First of all, those are Enkis, right?
Yeah, I have Enki on
Big
everything.
Enki guy. I like Enkis lately. I like the PF05. Me and my friend Brad were talking about him on the Discord.
Yo, that's the cam.
Yo,
That's the I
yo,
told you I had Camry, dude.
that's a
To check.
now that right here, the one on the top, that's a vehicle
That's
right
a
there.
second gen Toyota Camry. That was the high school whip.
22R
Oh,
in
wow.
that?
No, 3SFE.
3SFE. Okay, that's also. Javi says bring back Camry Mike. There it is.
Yeah, and that was still raised up.
Bro, keep going now.
Yeah, you just gotta scroll fast. You'll find it if you scroll.
I like the color on the V too. Like that
Keep going.
CTSV.
Keep going.
If my brother were ever to get into drifting, I feel like that's probably the kind of
All
car
right,
he would
we're
like.
Getting there, we're getting there. We're
Like
getting
he likes
there
the
you go.
weirder cars and
Right
stuff.
there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, dude, that shit is low on the RS05s.
On the RS05s, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
God damn, I love
Got the
Enki.
windows perfectly matched.
Yeah, that was
stance
that was right after I put.
They
the cam
have
in.
to be level.
They have to be.
Is
Level.
that what we were talking about? Sorry, I was just doing my selective hearing thing.
Yeah, they have to be. Level.
They have to be level. And call me weird, but right here, the window matches like that line.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's where I lower the window.
Oh,
to.
yeah, I know what you're saying.
It flows down. in
Yeah, you
there.
got to put it right in the corner.
It has to be cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Who cares about the ventilation?
Yeah. Shout out to Stoneback though, because Stoneback's the reason I have like a bajillion Enki wheels.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah,
He just gets rid of them every week.
Yeah, so he was working with Enki for a while, and then he was start working with other wheel brands and stuff. And I was over at his shop the one night, and he had like a pile of the Enkis, and he's like, "Yo, you want these?" And I was like, "Jeff, I'm not buying anything right now." And he's like, "Nah, dude." He goes, "I'll give you a deal." He gave me a smoking deal, and I ended up with like 17 Enkis.
What the fuck?
Bro,
So it was like
Jeff, I need the deal. Give me the deal.
It was like a stack of RSO5s and like the 5-spoke Kojins that I have on the Drift V.
I see another vehicle back there. Is that yours?
Oh, that's Judy. That's my girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a real vehicle back there.
Yeah.
Not
Dude.
the 1500 in the
No,
back.
whoa, don't disrespect her.
What
like
is it?
that.
What is
She's
it?
a
What is it?
2500 with an 8.1 liter.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, it does say 25 on it,
8.1,
huh?
dude.
What's an 8.1?
Is that the
What do you put?
496?
Boeing 747 engine.
Is that a 10-cylinder?
No, it's a V8.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's big.
Why have I never heard of that?
It's 8.1 Vortec,
That's a
dude.
Dale Earnhardt engine.
8.1 vortex.
8.1? That doesn't.
Yeah, so
Dude,
they,
what kind of MPGs are we talking in Judy back there?
10 no matter what. Empty, no trailer, trailer with a car, enclosed trailer, 10.
I think it just that's fucking
Big booty Judy just be fucking moving.
Yeah.
big booty Judy.
It's sad though. Judy rotted out because she lives out
Because
here.
she's a GM.
She's a GMT 800.
So do these rot out like GM trucks?
What the V's?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking
That's a
about
yes.
the truck.
All right.
They have their issues.
Yeah, Judy.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lifted.
Yeah.
Hashtag sheesh.
How many lug nuts?
It's got 8 lug nuts. 8 lug nuts.
Hashtag sheesh. Damn.
Dude, in red?
Yeah,
And
Victory
is
Red,
pretty
dude.
Cool.
In red, dude?
Yeah.
That I only know one other person with a red Chevy, and it's Diego. Diego has a red Chevy.
So what did they call this car when they sold it? Because you said so. What? There's a 1500 version. There's a 2500
of the Suburban.
So what did they call it when like were they both called Suburbans and then it was just an engine change? Or
Yeah, it's just Suburban 2500. Just
so
like
they
a
call it a
Silverado
2500.
2500. Yeah. But then they came with the 4L80, the bigger trans, and then it was 8 lug, 14 bolt rear, and the 2500s were even either a 6-liter LQ4 or a 8.1 big block. And the 8.1 is kind of like the 7.4, like the 454 they used in the 90s, the Chevy trucks used, and they up. It's like cylinder head changes and some other things.
It probably sounds sick.
It's throaty. And they added like all the LS ignition stuff to it. So they kind of just made it a little smarter.
So it's reliable.
Dude, the thing was dead reliable. It just rotted out to the point where I couldn't drive it anymore.
I know a place you can get some frames at.
I need more than that.
Oh,
I need a body
Place
too.
they got a lot. They got a lot of stuff.
you need a frame and a body. So just a new truck.
So yeah, I actually I'm saving the drivetrain in it I want to buy like a late 80s square body 2500 Suburban and put the whole drivetrain into that. And then,
Oh, look, that guy said he could make your car cartoon with no issue. Would
yes.
you love to get one done?
please buy.
What the fuck? Yo, that guy,
It's
that
the
dude
worst,
always,
the
that
worst.
person like comments on so many people's
Oh, you
shit.
know that person?
No, I don't know them, but they
No,
comment
all,
on people's
yeah, they
shit.
all do that. They all
But,
the
no.
A1 sounds cool though. The coolest time I ever heard it was we were in the Poconos one winter.
Coolest time?
Coolest I ever heard it.
Yeah, no,
know,
I
the
know.
coolest
but
it ever sounded.
The coolest it ever sounded.
The fact that you can pinpoint.
Oh no, because it's the only time like I really beat the crap out of it.
Okay.
We were drifting. Me and two of my buddies were drifting their pickup trucks, like Power Strokes, and we got like 2 feet of snow that night, and we're drifting up a mountain in the trucks.
What is that engine over there on the stand?
Oh, that's in the drift car. The
I
drift.
thought that was Judy for a minute. I was
Nah.
like, God damn.
Yo, Judy sauced.
I need to buy a bigger engine stand if I want to. They're iron block, iron head.
Oof.
Oh, that thing probably weighs a building. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna need a heavier duty engine stand. But yeah, we were drifting up the mountain in the snow, and
In the trucks.
I just locked it in the first, and I'm just like definitely floating some valves or something in that thing. Like it was, I mean, red line's like 5,000 RPM in that thing.
and dude, those trucks don't see red line often. So sometimes for some trucks, I've heard if you bring it up there, you're just asking for trouble.
Absolutely. I've been in plenty of situations where I'm asking for trouble when it comes to traffic cars. I'm like,
I mean,
know,
what? Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But so you put it in first?
Yeah, we were just
And just let it, like-
drifting in the snow
Did it-
up this mountain. And
Motorcycle?
yeah. That's the sound.
Judy How are we talking about Judy and now all of a sudden like
It sounded like someone just a burnout.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. No, but does
I
it,
was at first I thought the lids were falling down.
I thought the train derailed and was coming into the shop. I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah.
Damn.
But does it do the like one dun 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 dun? You know when people do this shit
Well, yes.
in Florida?
Yes, it has
Do
a
they do that
limiter
down
at
there?
some point. They do that down
Yeah,
there.
I knew it.
But
Carl
then-
loves doing that up here. So
I bring it up here. Don't worry, man. I'm doing it. I got you. Tell all the Floridians I got them.
Yeah. And then last like December 22, I was up here and rear shock mount broke off and I had to drive 1,200 miles with it home.
oh, that happened to me.
But you have three
Really?
other ones,
Three
so
other
it's
ones?
okay. Shocks.
Yeah, well, I had the airbags in the rear, so I just bumped the airbags up and drove
you're
back
fine.
to
Quick thinking.
Yeah.
Mine
And,
was one of mine was broken off and the strut was just sitting on the truck bed.
hitting the floor. Yeah,
When?
That's what mine did.
And I'm realizing now, Malcolm, that that's probably why my truck bed is broken and disconnected because I was using it as suspension. Yeah, so that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
How was that like a just now realization?
Because we were like, what is this noise? And then eventually someone came here and said it's probably the bed lifting. And we still haven't gotten to physically lift up, but we just think that's the
That's
problem.
okay. You only just built a whole nother shop.
Hey, I just went to Michigan and back and it was fine.
Yeah.
As usual.
That's the thing. If
So-
my truck wasn't rotted away to nothing, like I would drive that thing cross country, no problem.
Dude, my truck always makes it everywhere, no issues. It makes no sense.
All right. Well, I had a couple issues here and there, but nothing I couldn't fix.
What
on the
what
side
kind of
road.
issues
what
do
kind of
Chevy
issues?
people run into?
I mean, I had like a wheel bearing go bad on 95 in like Virginia coming
Never
up here.
experienced that.
And
How
then,
bad did the wheel bearing have to be?
dude?
Bad.
It was bad.
So it was leading up. You already knew.
No. The weirdest thing is I didn't hear it. Like the wheel bearing was making no noise. And then all of a sudden, like we were towing a car up from Florida to PA.
Damn, you were loaded too.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it just like I start hearing this crazy like noise, and then I start turning the wheel, and it's like going away, coming back. So we were like 5 minutes from the hotel we were stopping at. So we stopped, pull in the parking lot, and I jack it up. And when I jack it up, the wheel like does one of these and just like falls out, and I'm like, okay, put it back down.
Oh,
I'm like, just put this back down. And
That's when
like,
you drive it to a shop and you go, let me know when it's done.
yeah, well, that's the worst part about when we drive to and from Florida is it's always on the weekend. So like nothing would ever be open in that sense. So there was like an AutoZone down the street, bought it, drove it over there, and I had to do like 15 the whole way because the wheel's like going like this while we're trying to drive.
It's like Jeep.
It's like
death
getting ready
wobble
to
bad.
head back to Florida, and yeah, I had to do a little parking lot fix.
Damn. You
Are
had
those
tools?
hard to do?
I always bring tools with me.
Oh, wow.
1,200 miles. I always have like my bag with like all my battery stuff, and then like just some hand tools. And
I definitely should have had tools on my last trip, but I remember grabbing my bag and I was like, impact gun, 22 millimeter socket, screwdriver, we're good.
yeah, I mean, the
What a-
basics.
I'm like, I'm going to be fucked if this
Are
thing
those
breaks
hard to
down.
do? A wheel bearing on that?
I don't know. I've never done one.
No, they're not too bad. It's a 4-wheel drive, so thankfully the axle wasn't seized in the wheel bearing.
Yeah.
So other than that,
It's just stuff bolts on the
4
back.
bolts on the back side.
Boom.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I could do that no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I ordered it that night on Advance or AutoZone. Went in, grabbed like a thing of grease, some rags, and like just all the little things that you need, and we knocked it out in like a half hour.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Damn. That was probably such a nice ride going home. You were probably like, ooh.
Well, here's the
this
thing.
is-
Oh, no.
Oh no.
So
Mike.
so I didn't, wheel bearings, 4-wheel drive, you got to torque that axle nut.
Yeah.
So I hit it with the gun.
But okay.
Yeah, I hit it with the gun. We're back
Yeah.
on the road. By the time I got to my parents' house, that new bearing was already making noise. So I go, like a couple days later, I pull it out again. I go to AutoZone. I'm like, I don't know, it's not working.
It's not working out.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, here's
Wait,
another
wait,
one.
wait, that's a torque, the axle situation?
Yeah, so if you over torque that axle nut, it will, I guess, like squeeze the bearing too much, and it puts like pressure on it.
It also could just do that shitty bearing.
Also possible.
It could have been,
yeah.
the shitty bearing.
Definitely also possible.
I was
I
gonna-
know if you don't put it tight enough, it's definitely going to
Yeah,
fucking...
that's a different problem.
Yeah, that was one of those things though where I was just like, hit it
You
with the
went
gun. Like,
over
I'm
tight.
making it home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you said you had the batteries on you, I was like, yeah,
They
that
locked
thing
and
ain't
loaded
coming
all the time.
undone.
All the
That
time.
thing ain't coming undone. Big Milwaukee guy too, you know.
Yeah. I just got tired of like having like little roadside fixes and stuff with that too. So then we ended up getting the Escalade last year.
Yo, that was our first conversation.
That was our first conversation.
Yeah. Because I reached out and like that generation Escalade. I have another buddy of mine, Jabbar, who also has one.
I think his is the 3rd gen,
Is that newer than yours?
older. It's
Older.
the one right before.
Right before.
Yeah.
Okay, so but then I see yours too, and you're also towing with it. So I'm like, that's kind of a sick little.
So you're bow tied till you die.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right.
It kind of
Yeah.
just turned into that by accident. I love 3000
by accident, you
Yeah.
have 4 GM vehicles.
I know. Oh, and I mean my
What, you got a Cobalt too or something?
Well, yeah.
Morgan has an Audi S3, so like
That's
Oh,
wrong.
all right.
really random,
balance.
but also like not my cup of tea for working on.
I feel like if you get her to get rid of that and get a Chevy might just start paying you.
I'm pushing for a V wagon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! I forgot that existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Good. Forget. Everyone needs to forget. that
Yeah.
they
Oh,
okay.
exist.
Well, the problem is you're making parts for these cars now, so
yeah. And then
people are gonna buy them.
Scotty D, who makes the Mustang angle kits, he is building a CTS-V drift wagon currently.
You're late. Hurry up. Mike.
Yeah.
The clock's ticking right
Oh,
now.
no, I'm
You
not
got-
drifting no wagon. I'm
No, but
good
you
with
just
what
got
I
to get one because
Yeah.
you remember how those boats left? like the boat's about to leave.
I know.
Wagons
I know.
are. Would you say that that's no? I feel like it's not dying. I've seen some new wagons lately.
I think BMW is bringing one next year. I don't know. Dude,
That
I
one
don't-
looks cool.
I don't pay enough attention to new cars
I really don't.
to know. Like
I don't
exactly
care
what's
about
going
it.
on. Me neither.
Is that bad?
I don't know. Is that like the boomer? Is that like boomer energy right there?
Is that what boomers? Hold on. Think of a think of your dad, Frankie.
Okay.
Okay, would
Yep. Talked to him today.
yeah, would he?
Yep. And I said,
Is
remember,
he just still obsessed with the cars from his era?
he doesn't know anything. I was like, yeah, Uncle Bob had that Ford Escape. He's like,
We're
what?
talking.
What car?
Oh, damn
I'm
it.
like,
Fuck.
He had a Ford Escape. I was like, you don't even know what a Ford Escape is, do you? He's like, no. I'm like, okay.
Because I'm over here. I'm thinking
So, yeah.
of my dad, who is kind of like, he's a boomer, but because I'm saying I'm confused because some days I swear to God he's a fucking kid, but he still cares about the cars.
Your dad's a car guy too, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about him
Yeah.
specifically because we are of the car people community, but. He still cares about the cars from his era and doesn't really know about these new cars, so I'm scared that that's happening to us.
Maybe.
Because I don't really get, like, look at that whole EV stint that we just went through, right? And then now,
I feel like it turns into like you start to focus on like what's useful for you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like we drive the Escalade 95% of the time because 100% of the time it's going to do what we need it to do, like bring home whatever we buy, like get us up and down the coast and comfortably.
yeah.
So I feel like eventually you start looking at it. I guess, is it maturing? I don't know.
It is.
I guess.
Yeah, it is.
You look at it from like I need something that's practical.
Yeah.
I hate saying it.
He says
That's
that he has like 7 cars.
No, I
so
know.
I guess it's not.
No, that's a practical guy.
Yeah.
This is an
I
engineer.
hate how I hate how my cars sit. And like when we moved into our new house, I made it a point. I was like, I need to start driving my cars because I hate how much, like, since we moved to Florida, like, I barely touch my cars. Driving them, like, I'll always work on them and stuff, but then, like, I'll take them out one day, like, a month, if that, and then just be like, okay, back in the garage.
One day a month, Mike. What are we doing?
Dude, I know. I'm working on it. I'm
pump
working
up the
on it.
numbers.
I'm
My
working
car
on it.
barely works. I drove that shit yesterday.
That's not good, though. That's a road hazard.
I gotta figure what. It's the funny thing is I posted it on my story at a gas station and people are like looking good and I'm like this shit looked exactly the way it did last year at the end of the season. Nobody gave a fuck about
It
it.
just has a different engine.
I'm getting to that point where, like, we see, like, a half put together car go by down the road, and I'm like, damn kids.
Yep. Oh, I'm there. I've been there. Yeah, I've been
Unless
there.
it's something cool, like a 90s car. Like, we see a lot of S chassis down by our house. If it's like a S chassis or something, like, oh, that's sweet. But like, you got some newer cars that are kind of clapped, but like, half, like, you know, it's the project car. I'm just like, oh man, get that thing off the road.
G35.
I was just arguing.
So Morgan calls the 350Z the state bird of Florida.
The state bird.
Yeah, because every drift event you go to, they're everywhere. And even on the road. VQs, noises,
I
just
know.
constant.
Why?
Like you just hear the hum in the
I haven't been
distance.
to Florida in a while. Now I'm scared.
They're everywhere. I don't know why. I have no idea why.
A friend of mine
made too many
I don't even know
assumptions.
if I could call this kid my friend. Bryson, fuck you.
Jesus Christ.
But he has a broken car. I'm saying fuck you because he is my friend. Kinda. But he has a 350Z and he's buying like coilovers for it because in the meantime, in the interim, his car is broken. So he bought this 350Z, I guess. But
wild.
I know Bryson can make this thing cool. Like it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
And I jokingly said, like, you could show all those other kids that, like, you can make it cool if you just fucking just tried, like, a little bit.
Dude, if you did like a
They're
OEM
great
plus
cars.
350Z,
I was going to say, all you do is you buy a Nismo Z and you're done.
yeah. And then I'm like, wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, but those are 40 grand now, I thought.
You don't need to actually buy it. Just do the exact same thing.
Oh, to buy the Duraflex kit?
Not that.
Or the
one
KBD
said
kit?
that. No one said KBD.
Ooh,
That would be how you make it fucking retarded. Okay? That's how you do that.
Dude,
There you go. There's the R word. All right? I used it.
there's a kit that I like on the Z. What was the one that I liked on the Z? Ings.
Vertex.
Ings.
Yeah.
Ings. I like that name.
It's a dumbass name.
That's why I like it.
It kind of just sounds Japanese.
It sounds
But
sick.
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying is like, just using Bryson as a poor example, but like, the 350Z is such a great car, and it sucks that that's the rep that it has.
Yeah.
It's such a great car.
It's because of the people that do the intersection.
They got a lot of that down there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they had to really start cracking down on it in like Tampa.
They got a
They
task
start
force.
shooting them.
Oh God! Whoa!
Until they
whoa,
start
whoa.
doing that, I don't want to hear anything.
I was
right?
at task force at first. You went.
No, just start shooting them.
Yeah, they start cracking down a lot down there with like street racing and takeovers and stuff.
That sucks for the street racing guys who actually put some sort of like etiquette.
That sucks for the street racers that are going fucking 120 down the fucking.
Yeah, but they got everybody over here.
Shit down.
You know what I mean? They're not fucking doing this.
It's crazy. We're at a time now where we're like, oh, the poor street racers.
Right?
Get the takeover guys out of here, though.
I guess that was fucking a dumbass statement,
But
but like
that's what it is right
those
now.
street racing guys fucking got money on the line
Yeah,
sometimes,
I
and
know.
like thousands of dollars. Like
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if some G35 is doing a donut hitting a chick on the side.
Yeah.
like
It's
Yeah.
more
Dude,
dangerous than street racing right now.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Street racing, like there have been times we would go down to the races in Philly all the time, and like guys start throwing money around, and I'm like, I got $20 on a side bet if anyone wants.
nobody's even gonna probably match your 20. They're
Yeah.
like $20.
Right? It would literally be like our group of friends, and we'd be like, all right, we'll just do side bets around. Like,
Dude, that used to be. Oh man, do you remember? Were you at E-Town for Ratchet Fridays?
oh, I had gone to like one of those.
Okay, so
I heard it was a good time.
they were kind of. I went to like 1, 2, maybe 3 tops.
Yeah.
But by the second time, I was kind of like more familiar. Nemo's, Nutcrackers.
Excuse me?
What is this?
That's the alcohol that they would sell in the bottles, like a little bottle.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, it was so good.
Weird. He knows the alcohol.
Yeah, kind of weird how that works. I'm never drunk on the pod, by the way. If you want me to get drunk on here, I will fucking get drunk on here.
Please don't.
But those times, there would always be people in the crowd, like a big group of friends. I always thought it was awesome because they would just be like, yo, 10 on the EG, 10 on the EG. Fucking shit would go.
That's sick.
And they just pay right up.
That's cool.
Like, they just turn around and fucking, like,
Yeah.
that was
I would go to that shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was young, and like our group of friends was, dude, I think Chris had to have gone with me like once.
I remember when it was going on, and I just thought it was funny. It was called Ratchet Fridays.
Yeah,
Bro, there were
but-
girls like dancing on the fucking
It did get a little
pylons and
ratchet.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
ratchet.
fucking
as fuck.
wish the drag strip was still there, man. That shit is fun.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, I want to. Now I got the power, baby. I'm gonna drift that fucking. You see
Don't
Rizzo
drift that.
competing? Rizzo's
Carl's
competing
gonna
and
crash
shit.
that shit.
No, I'm not, dude. You're such a
Don't
whore.
do that fucking track, man.
Rizzo's competing. For those of you who don't know, Speed and Stance, Anthony Rizzo, our favorite towing connoisseur,
Yep.
competed in the Gambler.
How do you do?
It looked like he did pretty sick
Yeah.
for somebody who drove the car for like
2 days.
2 days and
Yeah, I mean,
has been drifting for like 2 years.
He just buys a new car all the time to. He's like, oh, my one car's down. Let me get JZX. Then he's like,
Nah,
JZX.
he like
is-
rebuilt the
and
JZX.
then-
Are you even following his fucking YouTube channel?
Yeah,
he
we
redid the
watched it.
bay.
We watched it.
That shit is sick.
We watched it at lunch.
I miss Rizzo.
But he always gets another car to do something else. So now he's doing competitions with a pretty proper competition car.
That is a fucking
Yeah.
pro car.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. It's a
Yeah.
S13 with a LS.
With a Pro Charger.
Yeah.
What is a Pro Charger?
Rear mounted radiator, all this shit.
That'll do it.
What's a Pro Charger? Is that both?
Supercharger? It's just a supercharger. It's the brand is Pro Charger, but like Pro Charger has like it's like their own style of like the supercharger. I don't know the technology of it or like the technical names of it, but like the Pro Chargers are the ones that kind of look like an alternator, and it's like next to the motor and it's all belt driven.
Yeah.
It's trying to be a turbo. So
It kind of looks
exactly.
like a turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's
a
not
belt
a
driven
twin
turbo.
screwed supercharger.
Yeah.
There is a there was a I can't remember the car, but at Final Bout there was this crazy sounding car, and I could have sworn maybe that's what was on it, or maybe it was. Do people turbo and supercharge something?
Twin charge.
Is that what that's called?
He used to do that to Mini Coopers. That's sick.
That shit would probably blow up right
Shit's
away.
Sick, dude. I'm telling you, Mini Coopers are sick. People
You're
are
the only
sleeping
person I
on
know
them.
who's geeking about
People
Mini
are
Coopers
sleeping
like
on
this.
them.
Do you know Kevin Lawrence? He used to drive FD for Njuku and.
No,
All right, so Kevin loves minis, and he has
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 of them right now.
they're cool, man.
Yeah,
That's a
he's,
cheap-
like, all about them.
They're cheap right now on Facebook. You probably buy like
And it's like I think it's like the first gen ones that have the
Supercharger.
superchargers.
Yeah.
yeah, he's
they,
That's
but
the
I
one.
want the turbo one. There was a
Nah,
turbo
fuck
one too.
that.
The turbo one was better.
You get the first gen, and then you twin charge it. You put a turbo on it before the supercharger.
that's wild.
There
What's
was
it
this-
make? Like 300 horsepower?
The way that was set up,
possibly up to 400. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Get
somewhere
the
around there.
fuck that!
I swear to God.
400 horsepower in
swear
a
to God.
Mini. This is.
I had a first gen Mini, by the way. So
All right.
yeah.
Were they front wheel drive or
Yeah,
all-wheel drive?
they are front wheel drive.
I actually really liked that car.
My car probably made like, I don't know, 250 or less at the wheels. It was pretty fast.
Okay. I mean, that's a good number for
That's-
a car.
Yeah, it was
long.
insane.
That's
It was like
literally what
240,
Chris's car
something like
makes right now. Do you
know.
understand?
And my shit was lighter than that. No, same. About the same.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say same.
Just wrong wheel drive. But
Dude, you probably thought you were in the Italian job.
I did. I went on a lot of sidewalks and
Yeah.
stuff.
I knew it.
Pulled over once.
You probably drove on a high school track at some point.
Yeah, actually probably did.
I
Yeah.
fucking knew it.
Yeah.
There was a kid in my school who did the exact
Yep.
same
When
shit.
you get a Mini Cooper, you're just like, oh, I have to put this places where it doesn't belong.
They're like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
let me park in an ice cream shop.
Did you do like the cart stall at the shopping center type of thing?
Wait, what's that?
Like, you know, in the parking lot
Oh,
where
where
they
you
put
put-
the carts, the cart return?
Oh, I didn't do. I don't think it fits. I don't
It-
think it'll fit there.
It definitely
Will it?
fits.
I remember back in
Yeah.
high school, a friend of mine had like
I might
a
have been.
Mark III Golf, and he used to park it
Oh,
in
then
the
I
cart
could-
return.
That might be skinnier. But there was
How
this
are you
one
opening
car.
the doors? No way.
There was this one build on. I don't fucking remember the name of the website. It was like NA Motoring or something, but it was a Mini Cooper forum, and I forget what they called it, but it was a blue R53. That's the name of the chassis, and it was twin charged. This motherfucker made 400 horsepower with his Mini Cooper, and it was just like the Mini Cooper from hell.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, but
Dude,
see,
it's
that's
so
like
sick.
totally not. Unless you're
Usable?
just drag racing it, I feel like
Yeah.
it's not even usable.
Like a highway car, like that shit would
If
be
you
fun.
throttled that mid corner, you're going to die.
But the noises, dude, that come out of that thing.
Oh yeah, who gives a fuck
Well,
about
like you
this?
throttle that
it's
mid
sick.
corner, it's immediately just driving straight off the
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah,
you
off
get,
the road.
You get the whine from the front, like the stock one, and then right when it passes you, sounds like a turbo fucking car.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Speaking of straight off the mountain, did you guys see Drift Appalachia? Dude, everyone
Oh,
this
yeah.
weekend at
Yeah.
Drift Appalachia, if you missed it, the Instagram coverage was all over their Instagram. Everybody actually had a bunch of media, and the weather was nice.
Yeah.
So instantly, everyone drove better.
So is this like a new course every time?
No, I don't think I don't think this one was new.
So
Okay.
I think it was a different part of the same road. I think.
Okay. I love it. Every time we bring this up, we don't know anything about
We
it.
don't know anything because they run it in that way.
Yeah, kind of.
And
Yeah, I think I was with one of my buddies last night that drove it, and he was saying, I heard him say, he's like, yeah, this part of the road, and I was like, oh, maybe they drove a different part. So it's me
Yeah.
putting the pieces together, trying to.
Yeah.
but
Look
yo,
cool, though.
I tapped into Josh's live when he went live at first because I really wanted to
Oh,
see
he went
it.
live?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it was
cool.
kind of sick. Like we
Yeah.
were in the fucking car. You're just seeing Josh there doing
I feel
minimal.
like he always shoves his phone like somewhere
it was
in the seat.
that's literally what he did. He shoved the phone in the chair, the passenger seat, and he's like mad calm. He's just
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, I look more hectic in my sim chair than the way you look right now.
Yeah.
And he's like telling us his setup.
Not to mention, Josh is from Chicago. They don't really have mountains.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
this is really his first time.
And he
doing
didn't
something like
really
that,
he
probably.
doesn't really sim.
Yeah.
So
And he's looked very comfortable.
he looked wild comfortable.
Yeah.
You just got to go out and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about Revgasm, Josh.
Yeah, the red 240.
Yeah.
My
Dude,
older
I-
brother.
I would say he really looked comfortable in that car. And
Do you
want
want to know why?
why?
Because he was telling us his setup, like when we were on the live. I'm like commenting. I'm like, yeah, go Josh.
Yeah.
Hopefully he saw it. I don't know. Probably doesn't care. But he was like, yeah, 60 psi cold rear. Everyone, what?
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
Why?
dude. Because like if you look, the car isn't really scooting like really fast. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and Josh is from an era where I feel like that front PSI high and the rear low wasn't a thing.
No, definitely not.
So like I feel like he just played it safe, and it paid off.
You said 60 psi in the rear?
I think it was 60 or 50. It was something
So
high.
Dang.
I don't.
But nonetheless, like it was spinning them like nice.
Well, yeah, of course, but
And then
Is
now
there
at
any
that point,
grip?
you're just strictly relying on the tire compound and then hoping that they last.
yeah.
But
Well,
nah,
maybe
man, it
there's
looked so cool over there.
It did. Yeah.
Did you hear from anybody on Front Street? Why is Tom having a body shop on the side of the road? Like
He hit a mountain or something.
I saw fiberglass out. Do they understand fiberglass doesn't cure that fast?
Well, I was trying to figure out how the Hayes guys knew how to fiberglass anything, because that's what was going on.
Matt Craig and Mike and Jeff
All they have is
are some
KVD.
of the nicest fucking people.
All they have is KVD though.
They are smart enough to figure out a prehistoric fiberglass resin combo on a bumper.
Stop backing them up.
They're cool people, man.
They are.
They are awesome.
Don't back 'em
Did
up.
you see Matt's car, the interior?
No.
Dude, yellow carpet, purple matching dash, purple matching center console. I
Barney?
was like, yo, you look fucking T-boy as fuck in that thing. That's so cool.
I gotta see it.
That's what.
Shout out Hayes, man. I hope they're doing, you know, it's fun about special stage this weekend, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. You have no fucking idea. Me, Daryl, Joe,
I was
my
gonna
buddy
ask you if you want to do
Yamboy.
podcasts, but I know you don't want to do.
We're
that.
going. You want to do a podcast? Let's do a podcast. But you don't want to go.
I mean, I shouldn't, but I
mean,
could.
I kind of wanted to commentate on the whole thing, but you'll see it on the faction video.
What faction video?
Me and Ricardo are going to shoot a faction video.
Oh.
because
You
we
get-
want to shoot a faction
You
video.
get content out of it too.
Well, we gotta prove that, but yeah.
Got to run it by.
We'll
us.
see how that goes,
I'll get it made and we will make it and then I'll play it on the TV in that room. I'll be like,
sure
Frankie,
it'll-
I'm going to sell this pitch to you.
I'm
real
sure it'll
quick."
get approved.
Yeah, you got to pitch it to the top office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll get
What would I
approved.
call it? Frankie faction.
How about you just call it Final Bout, Carl? How about that? Nope, gotta be some crazy shit.
Frankie list faction?
Frankie, listen.
Yeah.
Always some fucking weird shit.
Look out for me at Final Bout. I'm going to be
What are you doing down there? Just drinking?
being blown out of my mind.
Excuse me?
Whoa, not like that. Pause. Hanging out, kind of. We had such a good time last year. Do you even wait?
Did we?
You weren't even.
I wasn't there, right? Yeah, I wasn't there.
You weren't even
We
there.
almost went, and then Carl said, honestly, dude, I don't want to do a podcast. I just want to hang out. I said, okay, cool.
Yeah, we got like a sick Airbnb.
Was it at Summit last year?
Yeah.
For some reason, didn't they do one at Thompson one year?
Yeah. Yeah. Like 3 years ago,
Oh, okay.
possibly 3 to 4 years ago.
But no, that one I wanted to hang out, and we
Same
parked,
track this year.
yeah, we parked right at the top of like 1, 2, 3, probably like the fourth corner, like that crest thing at Pistol,
Yeah.
which is like the track that they used last year, and we were just parked right there, dude. Everyone else was like lined up against the wall, and like we had the Koya, so like I was just standing on the Koya, like watching.
Yeah.
Spilly or John from Clifton, Cole, our other friend. He was grilling burgers. Everyone's watching Final Bout. We're grilling burgers, drinking Modelo's, like having a good time.
It's a good vibe.
It was a good vibe. The sun was shining again, yet again.
Yeah.
But
Remember the time when we all went 3 years ago?
what the first time we really met?
Yeah, like
Frankie brought me.
no, I'm talking Final Bout. Yeah.
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 When the car died.
Wait,
That was 3 years ago.
whose car died?
My car,
Did it?
the SUV.
Is this when you I remember.
Yeah,
hearing
we
a
ditched
story.
the car.
You ditched a car somewhere in the United States.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about special stage, but
I wasn't
you
there.
weren't there.
I wasn't there for that monsoon. No,
What the fuck?
no, I wasn't there.
Huh?
I think
okay.
I had something that weekend.
It was fun, but
You ever drive Summit, Mike?
No, I've been there. I've crewed there, but I've never driven myself. I would love to. Rapper Dan always asked me to come up because, like, when we would go to Shenandoah, he'd be like, "Dude, you're driving past Summit," and I'm like, "I know," because they do like the Drift Nirvana stuff there.
You know, there's a Shenandoah in there too.
Yeah.
yeah, I heard about that.
I'm like, dude, you always do Drift Nirvana. It's always on Sundays. Mostly.
Oh.
I think it's mostly on Sundays. So I was like, I can't. I just don't feel like driving 3 hours and then drifting and driving
Yeah.
home and then going to work. And yeah, so.
But you
I've
work from
never-
home, so just bring the computer.
Well, things are different now. yeah.
They're
Things are
they're
different.
cracking down on
Yeah.
you, aren't they? They got
No.
productivity
This is-
trackers
this
and
was
shit.
Before I was working from home was when this
now
was.
he can do it.
Now I have a little more flexibility.
Oh.
Honestly, now with the place I work is great. They're very flexible in that because I could be like, yeah, like today I was just like, yeah, I'm going on a podcast, and they're like, cool, have fun. I was like, sweet.
Oh, they let you like.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, that's pretty
they're
cool.
very
You have a
big
team under you?
we're like a collaborative marketing team. Yeah.
That's good.
And,
As long as
But like the thing is, it's one of those. It's kind of like as long as you get your work done, like you can take care of whatever else you have to do. So
Kind of like your job, Carl.
yeah, it sounded a lot like it.
So like if we go to the track, if we have to go on like a Friday, leave early, it's just like, yeah, I'm dipping out early for the track. And it was like the first week I was working there, the owner of the company texted me and he's like, be careful drifting this week. He's like, we need you next weekend. Or he's like, we need you on Monday.
That makes you feel valuable.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Because like they actually pay attention to what I do. And then usually when I do events, I'll just like send a video to them. And they all love seeing it. Because like I'm a pretty like mellow, like low key person, I guess.
And then they see you doing this stuff.
And then they see me drifting and they're like,
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm a different person outside of work.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, what about you, Carl?
that's
Are
pretty
you like
fucking relatable, actually.
Yeah, I was
'cause,
gonna
like,
say, are you like normal at work?
I'm pretty normal up until recently. Like I've just the line was starting to get a little blurry, but now I like dialed it back because I would talk about what I do outside of work, and then now people ask how X, Y, and Z is doing, and then I'm like, ooh,
I don't like
yeah. I mean,
this.
it's okay, you know.
Yeah.
And then I like dial it back. I'm like, you shouldn't know that much about my life.
I think the biggest thing too, like going from turn 14 where like everybody knew cars and everybody was in the cars to a company where like nobody's in the cars. And like I don't talk about cars with people at work, but then I'll just like fire off a drifting video. It's like, holy crap.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like I sent them a video the one day. It was like an in-car video and I blasted off track at tree turn. And everyone was just like, how are you so chill? Like during that. Because in the car, I'm just like, pull the handbrake, hit the brake, stop, get back on track. And they're just like, all right, what? Like that doesn't make any sense to them.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm like,
crash. That's what happens.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
you're
I'm like-
literally flying off track at 80 miles
it was
an
scary.
hour.
I was scared because I missed when you come around tree turn. If you go off in the grass, there's the Jersey barriers there with all the barrels. I missed the barrels by like 5 feet, and I just like right by them. And I was like, man, that was close.
So you
Something
guys,
to note.
do you guys find yourself? We might have talked about this once. Do you guys find yourself like when you're doing normal driving every day, you will kind of like if someone like fucks with you or cuts you off or something or does something weird, you'll like kind of just push the limit because you're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird.
For sure,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you'll let them get close.
Yeah.
Or like if I see someone that's like about to do something stupid, I'll scare them. I'll get close to scaring them. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to hit them or anything's going to happen.
Exactly.
But like I'll get closer because I know that like.
I was like, is that because we are so used to crashing and everything else where it's like, I know where the limit is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. It's knowing where the limit is. I think it's the
Yeah.
big one. Yeah, you're a little desensitized.
I
to
can
it,
never
but-
think of an example when I bring this up, but like, it's usually like lane changes or someone like coming over and they don't see you, and then like I'm here, and then I'm just like going right next to them, but I'm leaving like 2 inches, and I'm like, hey, I'm still here, and then they see you last minute, and they're like, oh shit, and they like
Yeah.
cut the wheel back.
And then they go into the other barrier.
Yeah, they like go into the Jersey barrier, and I'm not hitting my horn for some reason. I never hit my horn.
Dude, me neither.
You're
I
crazy.
I
Are you
never
even
hit
from
my
New
horn,
Jersey?
use my
I'm in
horn.
there.
I'm literally like, that
Fucking-
actually is the best example. Say I'm like out there quarter panel, they're in the fast lane, I'm in the middle lane. I'm going, they don't see me. I'm just being a blind spot or something. They
Yeah.
start coming over. I just start moving with them, and then I keep going forward. And then eventually I'm next to their window,
Yeah.
and I'm like barely in the other lane or whatever. And then they see me and they fucking,
Yeah.
that's what I end up doing. I don't even hit the horn. I'm just like, yeah.
It's funny, like
Look next time.
like if I'm coming up on somebody and I'm gonna go around them, and like my front bumper will get very close to the rear bumper.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's
right off the
another
shave off
thing.
the corner there.
Yeah.
But like the Escalade will start beeping at me and like freaking out.
my God.
Oh, it's got sensors.
Yeah, for like crack because things are gonna crash into the
When
car.
it
and I'm
beep,
like, no,
when
it's
it
fine.
beeps like that, it's like
That's
it's
how you know
telling
you're
you.
good.
Yeah.
It's telling you throw something out the window immediately.
Another thing,
What? You threw something out the window?
no, but since we're talking about kind of reckless driving, even though that wasn't the point, but
We've also
it kind of
never
is
done
reckless
any of
driving.
this.
Yeah.
We don't.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to put
Allegedly.
myself in this.
Allegedly, we've driven like this before.
I didn't start the situation, but I'm not going to just slam. Basically, I'm not going to slam on my brakes. That's the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying not to do.
You don't want to warp those rotors.
Exactly. I'm not since you're the idiot doesn't know how to drive. I'm not going to slam on my brakes. I'm going to make you crash before
I'm
going
gonna
to
teach you a lesson before
Yeah.
I crash.
Exactly.
I'm gonna teach you what that's what he
Yeah.
wants to do.
I'm gonna
not
teach you a
hitting my
lesson,
brakes, dude.
before my
Not
rotors
happening.
get warped.
Yep.
Every
not
time,
happening.
all I can think about when somebody with an expensive car does that bullshit with me is like, try me.
And look at my shit. I'll
Look,
hit you.
Do you think I fucking care?
Yeah, I'll stay right here and let you
My
slam
shit
into
is
me.
paid off. I will run you the fuck over.
Yeah.
I could always go for a little fresh paint.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll write you my own estimate.
And then, so the other day on the way to work, well, I don't know what the fucking day it was. I don't know what day it is now. Anyway, on the direction
day.
coming here on 17, It was at night, actually. You got these fucking like no hezzy fucking guys, dude.
Here?
Yeah.
On Route 17?
So I'm like
the most heavily patrolled highway in New Jersey?
So I'm just like driving in the middle lane, maybe, and you just hear the VQs like coming from the distance, and you're like, oh,
Florida's
God help
coming
us.
up.
And then fucking right next to me, I'm like, okay, and like, when this happens, I just don't move. I stay where I'm going, and I stay because I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the safest thing we can do right now when these fucking retards are fucking cutting everyone
Yeah.
off.
It's
That's
like when
the
bikes
safest thing I
come
can
by.
do.
You should
Yeah.
not.
So, you know, they're fucking like, what do they call it?
White line certified.
White lining fucking people. I'm like, Jesus. And I'm watching it happen. I was like, and every time it happens in my mind, I'm just like, all right,
They're gonna crash.
Got it. What lane, what exit am I going to get off at? Because there's going to be an accident right there. Like, because the shit they're doing looks so stupid.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not going to crash.
It's crazy. Like when we drive up here, usually because we'll hit DC and Baltimore at night, like 9 o'clock at night.
God help you.
And
God bless.
especially when
Baltimore. That's crazy.
especially when we're towing the trailer with like the car and everything. I just sit in the middle lane.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
And
dude,
you just pray.
I'm gonna do the same speed, and I'm gonna hope everybody else just goes around because.
Yeah.
And then like I'm going the speed limit, but like people are nuts and like all different directions. You got all these crazy like random off ramps, and they're going from the far left all the way across.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm gonna
But
stay
you
here.
got those guys that like, you know, the quote unquote racing, but
Yeah,
they're just trying to cut each other off.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah. We see that all the time. They come in clusters and then they just
Yeah.
like all over the place. And I'm like, dude, like just go over. Please see me and go. That's why I put underglow on the trailer.
Yeah, dude.
Dang.
and
That's
that's
probably fly as fuck,
Yeah, it's cool.
actually.
Just some amber underglow, but like my trailer is actually like visible at night now instead
Yeah.
of just like the couple marker lights around.
But like they
an
don't
open
care
day.
about that. They're still gonna crash.
Yeah, true.
Like I don't.
I like to do everything I can to try and prevent
it's like,
it, but like
Literally
yeah.
driving through Baltimore, I was with Nick, Front Street Nick, and this guy brake checks us, and we're just driving. Dude, me, Nick, and the other guy, Gabe, were ready, dude. I went
get
to
shot.
I went to go grab something, and so did Nick, allegedly, and we held our cool. Cause like, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
You never know nowadays, bro. And unless I'm packing too, I'm not making no noise.
Especially in New Jersey, concealed carry.
Watch out.
What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I don't know, dude. But then some parts of me think like, what if they try to cut someone off, and their rear bumper taps your truck? Is anything even gonna fucking happen to you?
I'm
you know what I
flooring
mean?
it.
Like us,
I'm flooring
Yeah.
it.
they're probably just gonna fuck themselves up, and then.
yeah, fishtail and
Yeah.
go do something else. I'm not stopping.
Pit maneuver.
Probably. I'm probably not.
So what's
stopping.
more whack, that or takeovers? I guess you just have to say takeovers.
They're the same kids.
But
They're
yeah.
rushing
It's
to
the
get
same-
to the
yeah, they're
takeover.
literally
they are the
going
same.
to the takeover.
Yeah, for sure.
So collectively, they're just the worst.
It's just weird because like I remember doing dumb shit. Like I remember being in my friend's WRX and doing something similar one day. And he was a crazy driver, like very good at
Yeah,
driving,
yeah.
but he would like push the limit with, you know, like we were talking about getting close and stuff. So he was just kind of making a joke of it. Like we're going up Route 17 and it's like rush hour and there's a lot of traffic, but it's not stopped. And he's like, fuck this. And he's just like fucking like weaving in and out, like bumper to bumper. And I'm like, dude. I'm like fucking freaking out. And he's like kind of making a joke of it.
Yeah.
He's so calm.
Yeah.
So like we would do dumb shit like that occasionally, but we would not do it with multiple people and go in between cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had a
Honestly,
Mini Cooper. I thought about going in between cars, but I still was like, nah, you're just an asshole.
I feel like when I was in like high school and stuff, I never had anything fast enough to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you just had the fucking
I had the Camry.
The Camry.
Yeah, the Camry was turboed for a week.
Wait, what do you mean for a week?
Literally a week.
Did it blow up?
No, I took it off.
Okay.
So I ran out of money. I was in college and I had to start actually commuting like 45 minutes to class because we were supposed to move into a college house and it got pushed back a month. So I was like, crap, I can't drive this like turbo Camry.
Why not? Just don't get into boost.
Nah, it was not good. It was a stepping stone to learning more things.
You ever put nitrous on something?
No, never have.
That's one of my dreams still.
I've
don't know why.
contemplated. I want to try it. I've contemplated on the Drifty because it has like 238,000 miles on it. So I'm like, maybe a little hunter shot
Yeah.
could be cool.
And I
See what
feel like it
happens.
wouldn't do much damage.
I don't think it would.
Yeah.
I feel like,
On that.
yeah, I feel like it would take like a Hunter shot pretty okay.
I want to build a second gen Eclipse and put nitrous in it.
Oh, dude.
Really bad.
I love Eclipses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want that. And yes, it's because of Fast and Furious.
Hey, you know,
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Oh, man, one day.
Yeah, the Camry was like a weird, like, stroke of confidence that I had, and I was like, I'm running with this, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And it was like all the turbo stuff off of an MR2, like a turbo MR2,
Okay.
and so it was like factory turbo, but it was an OBD1 car, and like I was also poor, and I did like, you know, like those old rising rate fuel pressure regulators.
Yeah.
I had like one of those on there. So it's like 1-to-1, like
Yeah.
it bumps the fuel pressure up per pound of boost, like a certain amount.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was real sketchy. I also might have had, what was it? PVC intercooler piping.
What?
Yeah, dude, broke college kid.
Oh
build.
my
Oh
God.
no, what are we talking about?
You were
Camry?
the meme.
Camry.
Where it'd be like
Literally.
Turbo Kit.
Yeah.
For $40.
Yeah. The Camry
It was turbo.
for like a week.
And then he took it off.
And I took it off because I had to start driving it to school. And I ran out of money. I had no money left. Had no money. And you know what's the
He's
craziest
like,
thing?
the gas mileage.
I sold the entire turbo kit to a dude in Saudi Arabia.
What? Wait, with the PVC piping?
Everything.
What?
Everything. I sold to a dude in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I put it on eBay. Dude, we're talking.
Oh, I knew it.
We're talking 2012.
12?
You pieced this
2012.
whole thing together and then
Yeah.
you sold
Dude,
it.
pre 2014
Yeah.
eBay.
I mean,
was
like, trust me.
sick.
Full disclosure of everything. Like, I'll never try and screw anybody over. But
Yeah.
like, he knew what he was getting, and like, he bought it, and I don't know what he did with it, but
Wait.
he did something with
He
it.
said Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia.
So it's one of the cars in those videos. Left to right.
That thing was definitely on its side at some point.
Oh
on
my
two wheels.
God, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It could have been on. Yeah.
You know those Camrys are built really fucking well. Like
Dude.
Every
compared to.
Toyota is fucking insane.
That's your damn right.
So
insane.
I still want one. Morgan's gonna kill me when I say this,
Yeah.
especially because she's watching this right now.
Wait, why do you want that?
Okay, so I want that same car, but you know, have you ever heard of the All Tracks?
Yeah, the 4-wheel drive one.
Yeah,
or
so,
all-wheel drive.
So they made a Camry All Track,
yeah.
and they made a manual Camry All Track. So
Yes.
So I'm gonna get a base model and convert it.
no, I'm done with that. I'm done with
and then
that.
make drip parts for
So
it.
Yeah.
I was like, if the perfect manual Camry All Track ever popped up, I'm like, I need it. It has to be done because then
It has to be done.
It has to be done
It has
because
to be
then
done.
guys will take the 3S GTE from the Celica GT4 and it bolts right in. Uses the same trans, everything, engine mounts. the
That's
whole-
another car that people do crazy shit to.
We
Yeah,
did.
I love those things.
My old roommate had an MR2 that had a 3rd gen 3S GTE in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Those fucking motors, bang, dude. They are so fast.
What's the red line?
I have no fucking clue. But when
Better be
Tyler
over
shifts
7.
that thing, it's like at a rate of like we're going to the grocery store and it's like what? Like it's very very fast. Like that
They're
car.
violent.
Got that air shifter in there.
It's sick. Nah. He be really shifting that shit. Like really shifting it.
That Camry taught me a lot. That was like my first car, and it definitely taught me a lot. You know, high school sound system, neons,
Oh,
wheels,
yeah.
lowering springs, like all
That
that,
had
stuff.
that had a woofer in it.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Stevie.
Fresh from Walmart. You know,
Yeah.
that's it.
I was telling him I want to build a second gen Eclipse with nitrous one day.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up, dude.
really want
you
that shit.
have way too much shit now.
If someone was like, "Would you rather have a what do you call it, Mark IV Supra, or a Gen 2 Eclipse with nitrous?"
Eclipse every day.
Eclipse.
Absolutely.
That's where my head's at.
a
Just so
what?
you know,
A what Supra?
Mark
Like
IV.
Mark IV Supra. Like you can take this, or you can go this. I would be like the Eclipse.
Supers are sick.
Yeah, they're cool,
They just don't like.
but they're not an Eclipse.
Unpopular opinion. There's a couple cars that everybody loves that just don't do it for me.
Give me
Supers
okay.
one of
Let's
them.
hear some.
Is a why? Okay, give me a why of the Supra though.
I don't know. I
Jay
feel
Z.
like
No, I'm kidding, Carl.
no,
That's the reason
Jay-Z's
why
great.
I'm
I love the way Jay-Z sounds.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I just feel like when you hear a song on the radio and like you hear it over and over and
Yeah.
over. and
$1 Million
you just get
Dollar
tired. Yes.
Dude, I heard.
Dude, every swipe I hear that song and I'm tired of hearing it on Instagram.
I listened
And
to it 4 times on the way here.
So that's the thing. With the Supra, I feel like it gets jammed down your throat so much and everyone's like losing their minds over it that I'm just like,
But the second gen Eclipse,
yes.
only Fast and Furious really did it right.
Yeah,
and
they
like
hit
what,
you with
two
it in
other ones you've ever seen?
2001 and that's
Yeah.
it. They're like, we're going to give this to you here and just run with
Yeah,
it forever.
and then no one else really.
But then, when I think of the Eclipse,
I
think
also just
of,
like it because I have a history with working on that car when I was younger, and I like those cars.
Yeah,
But-
I know you have a connection with that. I know you like that car, even though for some reason in my head I think of that car as one of the more least desirable cars because of like reliability issues. One,
It's got a 4G60.
It's one of those things though. You take care of it.
just gotta take
You just gotta take care of it. Dude, the Mitsubishis, they're touchy, but you just treat them right.
I'm
they'll
more worried
treat you
about
right.
the rust situation. That's what I'm more worried about.
You just want that bubble butt looking
The
fucking
rainbow wing.
There you go.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
with the hood bubble.
Yes.
with the
bowl,
hood
with
bubble
the-
was
yeah.
sick. That did have like a hump in it.
But
For the
no
timing
Talon.
belt.
No Talon for me.
No,
I don't like
no.
those.
That's the
fucking cars.
same fucking thing.
Malcolm. 1994 Eagle Talon.
Is it a 94? Wouldn't
Sure.
it be like a newer one?
Should be.
Throw a TSI on the end of that.
The
Oh, that's
TSI,
a-
so the
that's a
TSI
first
was a
gen, isn't
Turbo
it?
John?
No, that's a first gen.
That
Okay,
right there looks like a
1996.
car
Try
from
1996.
Grand Theft Auto.
Would 6 be the same? Or would
Six
it be?
should be the second gen.
Okay. So that, look at the rear of that car.
No,
Find
no,
out.
look at the
white one
red
right there.
one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Now next to open another tab and do a 1996 Eclipse.
And then what's the Eclipse GSX? That's the one.
Yeah.
With the
It's already perfect. Look at the red one with the black carbon fiber hood. Oh my god.
red
All right,
one
now
with the
down
carbon
there, the red
fiber
one.
hood.
Yep.
Yep.
Right there. Compare them.
How do you want Malcolm to compare?
Come on, bro.
Well, that's like how they did the Dodge Stealth and
Yeah.
the 3000 GT. The Stealth just got all the ugly qualities that the 3000 didn't
I
get.
mean,
Look at that, dude.
Like,
Look at the wing.
yeah,
The Talon looks so bad. I don't know what they
bro.
were doing.
Yeah, it's because I'm looking at quarter windows. I'm looking at the fender, and
Like the front of the car looks similar,
the front looks probably the worst
but I'm saying it looks
comparison. Look at the GSX front and a
Yeah,
Talon
like even the front bumpers are better. Like the Eclipse is just better.
I'll show you a good one. Malcolm, on the left window, there's a red car with the doors up. That right there is
You know
the
what's
best Talon I've
wild?
ever seen.
I remember this car from like when we were younger.
Really?
Do you remember like Car Domain? Like back in
Yeah.
the day. You might be too young.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I've clicked.
Car Domain was like a website. It was like MySpace, but for cars. And like you could go on there, make like a profile and have your cars on it, like pictures of your car.
Look at the hood.
And I definitely remember having this on like one of my like binders in like elementary school or something.
Really?
Dude, you were a binder guy? You were lucky. You
I-
probably had so many cool like pictures to slip inside of the binder.
You gotta do make a little thing for the front of your binder. And I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah,
goddamn
I'm into cars.
I
Yeah.
hate
Lambo
Lambo doors
doors.
though. I will say
Dude, I'm about to put Lambo
Lambo
doors on
doors,
the
yeah.
whip.
Yeah.
they are if they actually worked well, then maybe I wouldn't hate them. That body kit is amazing.
I need those wheels. Who's got those wheels? The Axis fucking...
Look at the
Good
fit.
luck.
So Mr. Stanceco, look at the fitment back then.
Yeah, it was a different time.
Look at
Yep.
the kit. That thing looks molded onto the car, which is dumb as fuck.
I don't think it is, but
It
if it is, it's-
definitely is. I don't see a...
you got your body.
Oh,
line.
it is
Yeah,
right there?
Yeah.
the wing is perfect.
It's just a giant bumper.
So
on
is
the-
that like a
It's a
that's a
big
replica?
ass
There you
bumper.
go, right there. That's me. Hell yeah. There you go.
Not the
Not with
swan
the fucking
neck.
swan neck wing. What? This is what I mean. Like no
and
one
the
does
rear
these cars
overs.
right.
Yeah. And the
Yeah, the overfenders.
the air
Oh my
suspension,
God.
you're losing me.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's purging shit out
Yeah,
of the hood.
nitrous,
A
baby.
little nitrous.
That shit is
That's Frankie
tough.
when he gets his nitrous
Yeah.
on his
Yeah.
Eclipse.
There you go, right there with the neon.
Yep.
There it is.
That sounded like a fart that you were
Doesn't
holding
get
in.
any more real than that.
That right there, that's how you do it.
That's what real neon looks like, just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Not little LED lights.
That's literally what it looks like when a car's rolling down the street. No,
what?
it doesn't.
No, it does not, dude. That's real neon.
I know,
That
but
shit looks
I don't
sick.
want to bang my fucking
No, you can't do
car
it
on
on
the
a drift
ground and
car.
then I gotta worry about a gas
It
explosion.
would be a bad idea to put that on a drift car. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why you just don't do any of that.
We're gonna try. Damn, what a fucking wild tangent.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
Talon
Sorry.
butthole. I hate that car. That car.
I don't like it either.
I told you guys a story where my buddy was pushing one bumper to bumper. He was in between the two cars. He was pushing it
Why?
because it wouldn't turn on. Shocker. A Talon that didn't turn on with bolt
What
on.
year was it? Second gen?
It was that one, the bubbly one.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
And they always got Evo 8 wheels.
It was a MAF. That's all it was.
Dude,
Yeah,
honestly,
you just unplug the MF and
Yeah.
just start it.
now
Drive it
thinking
home.
about it, it was cranking.
Yeah.
It was crank
Yeah,
no
that shit was
start,
mad.
and
Seriously,
it
first
was
thing.
20G on that thing.
it was just puffing fucking smoke. Like if you did get it to turn on.
turbo right in front,
Yeah.
right next to the radiator.
You know what-
sometimes you get the small radiator because you can't fit.
Did you just drive? Did you just describe a turbo Honda Civic?
Pretty much, except
because
the
that's
cool
what
version.
you. Yeah, that's
it's
what
all-wheel
it
drive.
Yeah,
Yeah. You got a GSX.
And
You gotta
because
do
it's a
GSX.
4G63.
dude. Even looking at those like 2000 eras cars, ooh, that's what I like.
That's why I feel like I don't pay much attention to new cars anymore. Because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like stuck in the
Yeah,
early
that's-
2000s.
that's what a
and the
boomer is.
90s.
Yeah,
I
that's-
just want to do
But you're
like
stuck
shit
in what
that,
you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the new GR86, so I guess I'm
Because
not a boomer. Sorry.
They literally made
Sorry,
that
Carl.
car for boomers.
Sorry,
You-
Carl.
Yeah.
It is
that,
a
that
manual
car,
rear-wheel drive car.
That car is going to turn into like what S chassis are to us.
Yes.
It's going to be that car for.
It's
like,
just
the next
crazy when you
generation.
see like a GR86, then you see an FRS, and you're like, wow, that was a big upgrade.
Right?
Yeah. Holy
What?
shit.
You didn't like the FRS?
I
loved it.
I liked it, and
It just
then this
makes
car
it-
came out.
It makes it look dated.
Yeah.
Like it makes the FRS look dated.
It not even
Yeah.
dated. It makes it look like a toy. It doesn't even look like it looks ricey. That's what it looks like compared to the new one.
Which
Like,
is crazy because when I see FRSs or prior to seeing the GR86, I was like, that car
Yeah.
looks still pretty new.
Yes.
Like that's
Yeah.
a good buy.
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
Then all
And then
of a
the new
sudden,
one comes out.
Bing.
and you see it next
Oh.
to it, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
yeah, big upgrade.
It is a nice car. It is.
Yeah.
There was a point where I was going to trade my CTSV in for a FRS.
Yeah,
Thank God you didn't do that.
Yeah, so I used to work down in Philly, and I was driving like 150 miles a day in the V, and it was killing me on gas. And I was like, I need a more fuel efficient car. So I went and I test drove. It was a BRZ, and I went to the Subaru dealership, and the guy was like, "Oh, you gonna do like a trade in?" I'm like, "Yeah, that CTSV that's right there." He goes, "Well, I just want to warn you,
it's not
it's
as
not
fast.
as fast." He goes, "But it's gonna take the corners faster." I was like, "Okay."
It probably would.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. He
Barely.
had me go to like some on ramp, and he's like, "Okay, floor it all the way onto the
I
highway."
would never want to be a salesman.
Dude, my brother's a salesman
I
at
wouldn't say
Subaru.
that to
That's
him.
why I'm like, did you go to Sioka Subaru in Philly? Because that's where my brother works.
Nah, this is
Imagine getting-
Fred Beans.
Imagine a random stranger getting in the car and driving you around. And floor it.
Yeah,
Go
just
nuts.
floor it.
Rear wheel drive.
And I did, and like it hugged the on ramp, but then I was at like 80.
You
at
probably
end
scared
of
the shit
on-ramp,
out of this guy too.
maybe. And I was just like, okay, cool. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, thank you. And then I found another job, and I started working at Turn 14. That was 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll do new job and keep the V instead of.
The
ditch the car.
CTSV is a pretty practical vehicle though. If I must good
for daily driving, I
moderate,
don't know.
you got a trunk.
It was my daily for probably like 9 years, and
God.
yeah, I mean, honestly, it was intake, exhaust, coilovers, like nothing crazy. Up until I stopped dailying it, then I did like cam heads.
What is the
and all
actual
that.
gas mileage on that?
Dude, so Morgan and I drove it to Florida in 2020.
From here?
From Philly, yeah.
Okay.
And it was still like stock motor and everything, didn't do the cam or anything. And we were getting like 26 miles to the gallon on the highway.
So probably 20 and
Like
Probably
high
18,
teens,
20,
high
yeah.
teens if you're like easy on it around town or like average. Now it's worse with the cam because it has like a fat cam in it.
what is like a BRZ? What is like a BRZ? Malcolm, MPG,
See, that thing chops.
like a new one.
Yeah, it's like 30.
It
right?
chops.
Is it 30? Is that like what?
The new one?
Yeah, I don't know because I drive a truck that gets 8. So I
Yeah.
don't really.
Dude, the Escalade like
Oh.
blew me away.
22.
24.
Yeah, see,
That's
low it is.
That was what
22,
sparked
he
our
said.
conversation. What?
The BRZ 22.
22 what?
Yeah.
MPG.
Miles
I
per
think
gallon.
so. I think it's all gearing. Like the
pretty
V,
bad.
put that thing in 6th, and you're just chilling at like 1,800 RPM going like 70.
T56.
Yeah, and yeah, the Escalade it has an 8-speed, and it like
That's
blew me
nice.
away. And
How's it shift? Is it good?
like from a dead stop, it'll like shift quicker through the
Yeah.
gears, and sometimes it's a little clunky. But yeah, like on the highway without a trailer or anything, like 24 miles to gallon, 25 sometimes. Wow. Average, like coming up here.
I heard the new 10-speed transmissions in the trucks are not doing too hot.
Me neither. Yeah,
Yeah.
the 8-speeds, the 8-speed that I have, like also didn't have a great reputation, but there's a couple fixes to do. It's like one of those things where, like for my particular Escalade, if you undo everything that EPA made GM do, it's a much better truck.
Give me some examples here.
So,
aside from a test pad.
So I shut off the cylinder deactivation. So they're known for dropping lifters on the cylinders that deactivate. It's like
What are we deactivating here?
Like
So
if
it'll
one cylinder's not firing.
Yeah, so it'll go into like a V4 mode instead of a V8.
Oh no, I don't.
Terrible.
I definitely don't like
Yeah,
that.
it's awful, and it's like super jerky when it goes from one to the other.
Oh god.
It's not good. And what happens is like the whole system just sucks, and basically it'll like lifters will partially activate and like shit. And it will like wipe a lifter, wipe a cam, and it causes a whole issue. So deactivate that system on the computer, and then I blocked off the oil passage that feeds the solenoids to activate those lifters. So like that'll buy me some time. And then with the transmission,
So I broke everything. And that'll buy me some time.
I broke everything,
yep.
and we're good.
And then with the transmissions on those, they come with transmission thermostats. So they won't open till 195
To cool it.
to cool it. So it has to be at
One ninety
least
five is kind of
195.
high.
Yes. And they're like, oh, no, we use a new fluid. It's good. And I looked at like the data sheet
Why
for
would
the
the EPA
fluid.
do that? Do you think it was the EPA that did
It's
that?
to squeeze out, help squeeze out a couple more miles per gallon so they can meet certain requirements. Yeah. For like a SUV that big. So like I looked at the data sheet for the fluid, and they were basically said down to negative 75, it'll maintain viscosity. But then for the on the hot end, they just said extreme temperatures. So I was like, so you don't know when this
Yeah.
fluid breaks down under heat. Because with the Suburban, like the older trucks, like when you're in the 200s in the transmission temp, it's not good. Like you want to keep it under 200
Yeah.
usually. So I had this huge transcooler from the Suburban, and I put it on the Escalade. I made up like AN lines and deleted the thermostat, and now it runs at like on a 100-degree day towing. It's at like 135.
What?
That's
the
a significant drop.
Yeah, crazy drop
What is that? A 4L8
in the
Escalade?
8L90.
What the fuck is that?
It's the 8.
Oh, it's that newer.
Yeah, it's a newer speed, yeah.
I should have
H90.
put the fucking trans cooler in my shit a long time ago.
Dude,
Knock
wow.
on wood. Never
Yeah,
been
so-
trans yet. I don't know how.
Yeah, dude. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't touch it.
Yo,
don't know
because
how.
let me tell you, A650 Eisentrans in the 2004 Toyota Sequoia.
Enough with this car.
Bro,
You're over it. We all know you're over
listen,
it. Let it
on the
go.
last hot lap, let it be clear, I didn't say I was sick of it. I just said
I didn't even
thought
know
about
that
it.
existed, but I'm not surprised.
I watched it. I watch every single one. I
I'm
put a
just
like
saying.
on it. If you don't like the videos, make sure you like the videos because Malcolm works hard on them.
I'm
but
just saying. I didn't know you said that.
I did.
But I get the vibe. 'Cause
I did.
You stop screaming Sequoia every 5 minutes.
It's just because it's a part of my life now. Like it really is. Like, but the reason why I ask about the trans is because in the Sequoia, unlike you guys' bow tie gang shit, my trans, you can't even feel it shift. And I'm sure Malcolm's is the same exact way.
Oh, really, Malcolm?
It will-
Chime in.
What's wrong with Malcolm?
My girl's a little tired.
What?
His shit bucks like a donkey.
Oh no, I did that.
The thing I said.
Drain and fill the other day.
The video?
and it I did a drain and fill yesterday, and it feels a lot better. So
Can I eat that egg roll?
I'm not going to tell you what to do, but look up the video from Toyota Tim.
Toyota Tim.
Toyo Tim?
Yeah.
All right.
Where you this is what I did for my Sequoia. When I thought it was a trans, but it was actually a misfire. I pulled off the return after the cooler.
You did a fluid swap.
Yeah, and I was putting it into a bucket, and I marked the bucket where a quart is at.
Yep.
So then I would turn the car on. It would spill out. It would fill up to a quart. I'd have my buddy turn off the car, and I'd fill it up a quart, and then do it again.
Yeah.
And I did that 12 times because that's how many quarts were in there.
And then it was mint.
And then
Yeah.
it was mint.
What's the tow capacity of that Sequoia?
I think it's like 6,000 pounds.
All right, it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. I use it. I'm not towing all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So in my opinion, it's fine because it's not a V6 4Runner.
Yeah.
Or Tacoma.
Sometimes I wish I could just get like a Kia Telluride or something. just
What
to
is that?
Like just like a crossover, like a
Like a
comfortable,
normal-
nice,
that's-
normal, comfortable
yeah,
crossover. But at the same time, like I always have to have something that could tow a trailer.
I wish I didn't have to tow shit either.
Like
Yeah.
I would either get a Jeep Wrangler or some Toyota truck like they got.
Yeah, but like when I
Yeah, I said it, Malcolm.
clip that, but when I'm driving around with the trailer, the 7% of the time that I have a trailer with that car, that's when I wish I had like a Chevy or like a bigger truck.
Yeah.
Because on the highways, in you guys' trucks, either my alignment's fucked up or something like that, but it feels borderline like we're not even towing anything.
I was telling my dad that today. I was like, yeah, we do about 90 in a truck when we're towing. He's
Yeah.
like, what? I'm like, yeah, it feels better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it does. Frankie's true.
Dude, my
Frankie's right.
Suburban, same way. Like the faster you go, the smoother it felt.
Yeah, but then in a normal like your run of the mill, I guess you would call that like a SUV,
Yeah.
but like a big one like mine. When you go faster, the danger increases
It
like
gets a little
crazy.
sketchier, Yeah.
A gust of wind hits that thing, and I'm like, whoa.
It's also because my truck's really long.
Yeah.
So-
True.
Yeah, you do
Wheelbase
have
will definitely help you.
the 8-foot bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wheelbase will help.
but man, dude, that's when I get jealous because then if it would make those drives smooth.
Yeah.
But I also just think it's the alignment of the truck too. The alignment of the truck is fucked.
You'll see the light someday.
Yeah,
Yeah. You'll see the light.
we'll see.
You'll join the bow tie
We
gang.
could
What would
probably
I-
align your truck.
It is. You guys already said no because it's too tall. Chris is gonna be over there. He's gonna hate that.
Well,
I hope
with
to
the,
God
with the
you
new
make
Faction
Malcolm do it.
Motorsports expansion, they can now handle your
with
square.
the new Faction Motorsports expansion pack and second floor. We're gonna be able to align trucks.
Yeah.
We got the DLC.
Damn. Did we get questions?
Hell yeah.
Sorry, Frankie's fucking housing down.
Hey, dude. Frankie has had a day.
Yeah, he really has.
had
Egg rolls hit.
Dude, I'm having so much fun right now, dude. Like,
Yeah, this is great.
If you guys have
This is
enjoyed this
awesome.
so far, make sure you guys are remembering to like the stream. I know it's hard to remember, but it really helps us out.
We got pork fried rice if anyone wants.
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, shut the fuck up, Frankie. We got Budweiser over here. We don't need that. Oh. Did you see that?
I missed it. Fuck.
Frankie just shoved the last half of a fucking egg roll.
Fuck. I missed it.
You missed it. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure you know, Mike, but we get these questions.
Yeah.
I got a disclaimer you. I don't know what some of them are. Sometimes they're a little silly, but
Yeah. No, I was telling Frankie, I was like, because he's like, you ever listen to the podcast? I'm like, every one of them. I was like, yeah, literally Wednesday nights, like we'll be cooking dinner and like the podcast is on the TV in the living room.
it's so interesting what people are doing like while the podcast is playing.
Yeah.
A lot of people, thank you. A lot of people have it on like in the garage.
Yeah.
I
I've done
literally
that,
put
yeah.
a TV in the garage. I just need to get a fire stick for it, but maybe I'll order that later.
We've
But-
also like we've been on the road on like Wednesday nights, like 2-hour drive, and we'll just like I remember.
What are you doing on Wednesday nights that's taking you 2-hour drive?
Dude, I'm always on the road.
You guys are always on the road.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But when are you going to get the camper van and,
The toter
travel
thing?
the country?
Yeah, he's saying I need the van life.
They work
a little bit.
from home.
Yeah.
Dude, it ain't always about that.
You got to hurry up before the kid comes. You guys going to have a kid one day. You better get this out of the way now. You travel to Yellowstone, everywhere, just work right there.
Dude, that's
it don't work. Yeah, but
I got the hotspot set up in the truck the other day too. I felt pretty cool when I did that. I was
van
like, "Ooh, man, I
lifing.
got-
You've
yeah."
never done that?
No.
I'd be taking meetings when I'm fucking.
But I
driving.
got because we got Morgan got me like a magic box so we could watch TV in the Escalade while we're driving.
Yeah.
And,
Hell yeah.
I didn't even know this, but apparently I could hit the truck can be like a mobile hotspot.
Yeah, I know that's a thing with newer Chevy trucks.
Yeah, it's like an OnStar thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I set that up the other day. I felt pretty cool. I was like, oh man, we got internet in
That's
here.
cool.
But I was like, we could probably work in here too if we had to.
Dude, when I'm in
Malcolm
the
shopping right now?
Oh, he's looking at the
I'm
magic
looking up
box.
a magic box.
Oh, you got him buying it already.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it lets
They'll
you
add it to the
watch.
cart.
Like if you have Apple CarPlay or like Android CarPlay or whatever, like you can watch Netflix, YouTube, and like all that stuff while you're driving.
obviously,
Allegedly.
yeah. I was about to say obviously like
See, I would
Not-
never do that because I will crash.
simultaneously.
Well, see, like I'll do it, but like I'm not really watching. I'm more so listening.
You're
See,
listening.
I need to
Yeah.
watch. If I'm watching a show, I need to watch it.
That's fair.
So I'll
Yeah.
crash right into that guy that was trying to weave. But
I'm over here.
get
I
it.
got.
I would do
gotta-
it for a show car or like a drift car, so like it's playing something cool while it's sitting there.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I just rock like the $20 Walmart head unit in the drift car.
Yeah.
In the drift car, I have a head unit, but the speakers are more important because I want my shit so fucking loud that you can hear it from
Dude,
the outside.
I
Yeah.
need to up my
While
speaker
you're driving.
game.
You do,
In the
dude.
V, I have two. They're like patio speakers that like hang off
What,
the back
dude?
deck.
Wait,
What?
what?
The V literally
Yeah.
came with a good sound
I
system,
know-
did
well,
it not?
When I did when the cage got done, I had to cut the door panels,
Oh.
and like it went right where the speakers were. So I got to up my game in that because it looks like I have like desktop computer speakers hanging like behind the seats, like on the rear deck lid.
I see a lot of people getting that one that mounts on the cage. It's like a gigantic
Oh.
fucking JBL speaker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that.
That kind of works.
Maybe.
But
Top.
Oh, it's probably a side-by-side speaker.
Yeah,
kinda.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
To me, like after playing with the fiberglass stuff, I'm like toying with the idea of making something for my trunk. I just don't know what it's gonna look like yet. But
better not move. You're gonna fail tech.
yeah, it's got to be fucking fastened to death, or it's gonna fail tech.
Hector's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing in here?"
Dude, Hector's gonna love that shit. What are you talking about? I'm gonna have fucking speakers and fucking waterfalls back there. It's gonna be sick.
I did always want to put a fish tank in the back.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I just want the one sub and then like a bunch of like other accessories like around it.
I wanted a living animal in the back.
And it's here's the best part. Here's the thing that gets me the most is it has to be like painted fucking sick looking.
You're crazy if you think you're doing any of this.
I'm literally gonna do it next week. Watch me.
Okay.
Final about 2025.
Yep.
Dude, it's gonna be so cool. You see all the teams like getting all together because the weekend is here.
I don't see anything.
Dude,
But yeah.
that was the one thing. Like, I wish like my friends would put together like back. We were able to put together a team. 'Cause,
What do
like,
you mean back?
back then?
You're doing so great right now.
Yeah, but I don't
Mike.
live here anymore. So like I'm only here for like I come back for Haunted Moves every year because it's my favorite event. And then like
October in Jersey is better than Florida too. So.
yeah, I love fall. Fall's
Yeah,
one of my
fall
favorite
is a-
seasons,
is
so
a
I gotta
good season.
come up for fall, and then like we come up for summer vacation. So like we'll bring the car, and I brought it to Pro Bro down last year, and it like downpoured. It like
Oh
monsoon.
yeah,
Pro Bro.
I remember.
And,
Holy shit.
Dude, I took the car off the trailer, went through tech, and then put it right back on the trailer. I'm like, yeah, we're going home. I was like, I'm not driving.
Damn.
It was insane, and I was
But
like,
you guys drove so
You brought the
far.
Florida with you.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
But like we come up for summer vacation, so like the car just comes with, you know. And then I ended up leaving the car up here for the summer at my parents' house, and I did like a private day with Chris Knapp and at the drift school, and then I left it up here for Haunted Moves, and then brought it back. To
Do
Florida.
you ever fly anywhere?
I hate flying.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Hate it, dude. I would much rather just jump
Why
in
do
a
you
car
hate
and
it?
go.
'Cause it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it. Like I understand, because like some of my friends will fly everywhere.
Yeah.
And like my non-car people friends, they'll fly everywhere, and I'm just like, no, I'll drive. Like we went to a trip in Savannah, Georgia, a few weeks, like 2 months ago, and they all flew, and I'm like, no, we'll drive. It's like 6 hours. But I'm like, by the time I go to the airport, get on the plane, fly, get in an Uber, get to the air, I'm like, I might as well just drive.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm justifying it. I'm
I'm so
justifying it in my
excited.
head. Let me justify it.
This is making me want to fly right now.
No,
Just
but, like,
you describing that
dude,
motion, it's like going to the airport.
I also
this,
don't
that.
like not being in control.
Yeah.
Like I don't like roller coasters. Like I'll drive a drift car. But like even when I'm a passenger in a drift car,
will not be a
I get like
passenger in a
car
drift
sick.
I
just
get
can't
freaked
do it.
out as
Yeah.
passenger. Like I'm like, whoa.
I won't get in the car.
Yeah.
We were literally in Japan last week, and I was like, I'm good.
Here's how I make it okay. I don't know if this is helpful to any of you guys, but if I'm in the passenger seat and I'm uncomfortable like that,
I know what you got to do.
what? Grab the wheel?
Just give it up. The same thing you do when you get into an airplane. You go, I'm not in control anymore, so let me just relax.
Yeah. you just
No,
gotta acknowledge
what
it.
It
I
is what
do-
it is.
I try and fall asleep.
That doesn't.
I try
yeah,
and
me
fall
falling
asleep
asleep-
before I get off the runway.
Like I'm.
Well,
but
yeah, you really don't like flying. That's yeah.
We put 30,000 miles on the Escalade last year, and we work from home.
Yeah, I was
I'll,
realizing this as
dude,
you were
no
talking.
way.
Yeah.
That is not enough.
30,000
I
miles.
put 50 on mine last
but you
in
drive
a
to
year.
but you drive to work.
I do.
I do not drive to work.
My job is 12 minutes away from my house.
30,000 is a lot.
That's impressive.
It's the drives to here weekly
True.
and like
Yeah.
That's
and
definitely
also
killing it.
And also, like, when I do get around to using the truck to something, it's usually not for some. That's why I bought the Sequoia.
Yeah.
I went on one road trip with my buddy Daryl on it, in his, and it just felt like a rolling brick. So I was like, whoa, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And they were cheap. But now I hear about your Escalade, and like that entices me. 24 miles per gallon, not complaining about that.
Yeah.
The trans, that's why I asked about it, because if putting a trans cooler on it is all that it needs to do, delete the thermostat thing.
That's my theory. That's my theory. It's done me
You're
good
a
so
smart
far.
guy, Mike. I would trust any theory that you give me. Like, but these kinds of interactions, and this is like my source of information.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I like hearing.
That's why, like, I
that.
love. I mean, I like sharing information. You know, I'm not gonna gatekeep anything. You know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
who's
tell people
gatekeeping
like,
fucking Chevy Trans info? Like, what the fuck?
even just from the car stuff too, though, dude. Like with the V's, like people, like, you know, like when there were people that would like gatekeep their wheel specs.
Oh yeah, you're probably one of them.
Dude, you want
He
Stance-
literally
They're
just
somewhere. They're somewhere.
Stanceco, come on, man.
10 and a half plus 15.
That was you for like an hour. At least an hour of your life. You were like, I'm never fucking.
Wait.
Well,
Before,
here's the thing with the 3000s.
your research.
With the 3000s, people will ask me like, "Oh, I want the same fitment." I'm like, I have extended lower control arms,
Yeah.
spacers. Like, this
Yeah,
is the
same
wheel
thing with drift
size,
cars.
and like it's a wide body. I'm like, you
Yeah.
can't mimic this unless.
Like, oh, what's your specs, bro? Well, I got Origin 30 mil over fenders. I
Yeah,
got
it's more
PVM
than just the
lower,
wheel
I got
size.
that. It's like, dude, you're not gonna get it, so I'm just not gonna say it. And I also forgot it, so
Dude, the 3000, I put that car together so long ago. I do forget things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even remember where
Yeah.
this came from or what size this is.
isn't
yeah.
that nuts?
I wrote
Yeah.
it down once because I knew I'd forget it, and then I don't know where the paper is. It's somewhere in there. But
Why'd you call it Stanceco right away?
So
We're only like 2 hours to an hour and a half
Yeah,
into this
right.
podcast, but I figured I'd ask. now.
So back in 2011, I was in college and I was like real into like media, just like shooting cars and shows and like all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I want Stance something. And literally I saw it, the co stands for coalition. And that was like the full name. I dropped the coalition part. Now it's just Stanceco.
no way.
Yeah.
I've
yeah, I definitely seen that.
Stance
shit.
Coalition.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen.
So like back from like 2011 to like 2015 or 16, like we went heavy with media. And I feel like we really covered the Philadelphia area in this time. And then like Flipsco and Los Goonies had like Jersey.
Yeah.
And we all kind of just like were around the same time frame.
Dang, so you're friends with Justin?
I
and,
do know
like-
Justin,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
He's in
Yo,
Florida
shout
now,
out
too.
Justin.
He is a Floridian
Yep.
now.
Yeah, but Justin likes Florida. Like he'd be fishing and
Yeah,
shit.
he looks like a Florida guy.
Shout out Justin, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like we kind of did like the Philly area stuff, and then Goonies and Flipsco were really big into like apparel and stuff like that. I couldn't afford to do that because I was in school, and I was like, I can't buy like runs of T-shirts
Yeah.
and stuff. So we strictly did photos. We hosted some meets. We actually had a meet. Probably our biggest meet was in spring of 2013 at FDR Park in Philly, under 95, and we like shut the park. Like the park got shut down to like the public. The cops came. We had like hundreds of people there.
Wow.
It was pretty insane. Like people traveled pretty far, like New York City and stuff from it.
At a park is sick.
Yeah, and well, FDR Park. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like a skate park underneath 95.
Oh,
That's the skate park?
Yeah.
You shut that down?
Yeah. So
Yeah, the skateboarders probably couldn't have been happy about
I
that.
heard. I got a lot of interesting messages.
Oh
my
sure
God,
you
you know,
did.
after that,
Like
yeah.
that park.
So that's when I was like, all right, like I'm not doing another meet like this again.
Yeah.
So then I started drifting in like 2017, and I didn't have time to go shoot media at Club Loose because I was like going to Club Loose and shooting media and stuff. So I didn't really have time to do that anymore. So because I was building my car, I was drifting. So like Stanceco kind of fell off. Stance Coalition kind of fell off. And then in like 2020, I was like, all right, well, like let's kind of bring it back as like drifting, because now like the 3000 is drifting and I'm getting better at it and figuring the car out. And then like our group of friends, we just identified as Stanceco at that point.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
I know.
With the
What do you identify as?
I identify as a
I
Stanceco.
identify as Stance.
So what would your pronouns be?
Stance and Co.
So yeah, and then once I started with the V stuff, that's when I kind of, and like we moved to Florida. It was just like a lot of life stuff was getting in the way, and I kind of lost interest for a while. But then once I started making the parts, that's when I was like, you know what, maybe I can actually turn Stanceco into like a parts manufacturing type of thing and actually make money off of it.
So you're using that name as the...
Yeah, so because like I feel like over the last, since 2011, so how many years is that, like 14 years? 13 years?
13.
13 years. Like over the
Holy
last 13 years, I feel like people just started associating me as like Stanceco.
Yeah.
Like people, I don't.
That's how we heard. We got like 3 suggestions for you, and they were all like, "Yeah, it's Mike Stanceco." I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is
I'm convinced like some people don't even know my last name, and it's just like just like Mike Stanceco.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
that's
know
it.
why I remembered your last name. Like,
Yeah, you were pretty good with that.
I don't remember a lot of people's last names. Probably because of the day. Because like my last name has
Maybe.
that in it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, they
Yeah.
probably fuck his up all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's kind of where like it kind of came back as like a whole new thing, and like we used to do like features and stuff back in the day, and like I like moved the website over and like brought all that stuff with me. So like
So
that
it's like
stuff,
very, very blog.
it used to be.
kind of.
It was strictly a blog, and like we would shoot features, we would cover events
I
and
miss
stuff
that
like that.
stuff, man.
Me too, dude. I really do. And like when we switched the website over to like the store, I made sure to like carry all that with me. So like it's all still up from like
I just
back
never
then.
found time to like sit down and type some shit. But I know there's time to do it. It's just
I've tried to like start doing it again, but like I don't have time to like take
like
pictures.
we think we don't have time, but
Yeah.
I know there's time.
And
if
then
we
I
want-
also like I also try and do the YouTube thing too.
That's
So
more
like
important.
The YouTube thing takes a really
Yeah,
long
it
time.
does.
If you're not quick like that with it,
yeah,
it's a long time.
yeah,
But even us talking about this, like, remember that project that we wanted to do a while back, the magazine?
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, God damn, I really want to do that.
Me
'Cause
too.
I do like
I
writing.
didn't forget about it.
I love writing. I forget that I love writing because it's not something that I get to do often.
So if we do something where you have to write, you'll write, and then
I literally said this episode 3.
here we go. I'm getting yelled at again.
I want to do a magazine, and I like
Yeah, but
made
we're
an
not
example.
half-assing it, so we gotta.
I
Like,
literally made an example. I had templates
you
of
had
it.
you had a zine.
I was ready.
We're gonna make Super Street.
super faction.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a name. Don't worry. It's coming.
Hey, dude,
Faction.
Let me finish this fucking
Quarterly.
shop first, and then we'll talk about the magazine.
Dude, no.
If you're gonna-
all of them at the same time. Quarterly.
quarterly.
Yeah,
There
it
you
was
go.
quarterly.
That would
It
be
was
sick.
quarterly. Yeah.
Faction quarterly.
That would be really cool. I think like I just feel like we need more of that because
Yeah.
like the Instagram like reels like to stay relevant like you have to do it,
Yeah.
and I feel like
No one wants to do that shit.
no one wants to do it.
No
Yeah.
one wants to do that shit.
Like I don't enjoy really anymore like making a reel.
No one does.
I'm just like I have to. I'm like I have to do this
Yeah.
to stay
Yeah.
in front of people.
Everyone's like that. That's
Is that
our
what-
age.
Is that what?
Yeah.
No.
Get out of here.
Don't do that
Get out of
shit.
here, little kid.
Dude, when was the last time I made a post on Instagram?
You
that was
never
probably
make reels
weeks
anyway,
ago.
right? Do
I
you?
do.
You do?
I make reels when
You have a video of your car drifting.
I have videos to make the reel with. 1, 2, I make reels because I want to make the reel so that I can remember the trip. I'm making the reel for myself. And then like when I'm making it, I know it's for myself because I'm sitting there watching it like 30 times.
Yeah, I just,
Like I'm like, oh, that was so cool. That
I
was
just miss
so
when
fun.
you could take a good photo,
Yeah,
and
I feel like
that's
anymore.
the best way to promote your Instagram. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like I feel like anymore my Instagram is just pictures because
Yeah.
I'm like, and like they don't do as well, but at the same time, like this is all I got time for.
So you need a little bit more skill and time. You gotta make a reel.
Yeah,
That's how you're gonna build your Instagram. It's like, okay, well,
But make it for yourself, dude. If you want to just do pictures, just do pictures. Because look how
yeah, but we're talking about like
the success
just
and relevance.
promoting or like because Instagram used to be you take if you have a really good photograph, it's going to do well.
yeah,
If
Yeah,
you-
but it's not like that anymore.
Yeah,
you got
it's
you got
real.
algorithms you
Yeah.
got to play with. You got this, you got that. But
it's TikTok ruined it. Honestly,
I'm saying like if you want to post something, post it. If you wanna like line them up for weeks, do that. Do what you want to do so that we don't have this cookie cutter mold of what people are doing nowadays. Because that's what happens.
But those people,
You have people-
people's accounts are gonna succeed.
They're gonna go up.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Yeah.
succeed.
yeah.
But like you
if we're
have
talking about this,
a business.
yeah.
Yeah. But what happens is I feel like you have a friend, telling another friend, yo, my Instagram's doing real great right now. You need to do a reel every day.
Yeah.
And that's how you succeed,
Yeah.
which is true. But I feel like then you have everybody trying to post something every day, and then you have this massive
Yeah, but we're not going to be able to
excess.
change the whole thing. We're just
You're
gonna
never
have
going to be able to
adapt,
change the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I
Which is
do miss
annoying.
when it was like that.
right?
I mean, it's kind of like too why I do YouTube. I'm like, I don't do YouTube to become like LZ or something like that. But
Yeah.
my YouTube channel more so like captures a lot of the memories that like me and my friends have made over the
Yeah.
years. So like, there's been times where like I've gone back like a couple years and like watched videos of
And the
us
good
just
thing
like
about
wrenching
YouTube
and
is,
stuff
like,
like that.
You can do more of what you guys are saying on there because as long as you're putting content out that is pretty good,
Yeah,
That's
they're
okay.
gonna show it to people.
I wanted
it's
to.
gonna yeah.
I wanted to say that too. Is that just because these people are on a schedule with posting
Yeah.
doesn't
But-
mean that their content is not good.
But
It's-
YouTube and Instagram are so totally different. The,
Yeah.
the amount you got to do on for YouTube is already crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that-
Instagram used to be click, edit it,
Filter.
cool. You know? That's we're done.
And then
But-
YouTube was like where you had to
You
fucking
can put a
work.
lot of work into it. Yeah.
But now you got to put a lot of work onto the reels.
Yeah.
And again, if your content is good and you're doing these like you're posting regularly and stuff like that, who am I to say that that's bad? I just do miss the kind of bit of like organicness where it's like I went to this event, I made this.
Yeah, I mean,
and,
like my
dude,
personal
all the
account, yeah, I
Japan
would do that
content,
shit.
dude, that I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so great.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
from good things, my friend Andrew or Diego or Brad or any or Jet Davis's content.
fucking
Yo,
Davis.
Jet, get to New Jersey so we could do a pod, brother.
Yeah.
And
Jet
put
Davis.
the city on standby.
I
That's
just,
Batman.
I just wish I could
Cartoon
see
character.
all my friends' stuff on Instagram.
Just my friends.
Oh
I
my
just
God!
want- I
Don't even
wanna-
get me started on that.
How do
shit.
you
I
do
want to
that?
see my friends.
How do
Like,
you do that?
You know where I'm going?
You
Malcolm.
don't. You don't.
There's no way to do that.
No, because like
Where's the
How do
filter?
you turn off the ass and tits? That's what I need to do.
That's just yours.
No, it's not. I've seen it on other people's.
not mine. And I'm the horniest motherfucker in this room.
It's weird.
Right?
they're targeting the
Because
wrong
you're
people.
watching so much of that nudie vision
No, I'm not.
that you ever heard of incognito mode, brother?
Give me your fucking social media. I need to see this. It's crazy though. He took it out the other day and he was going through it, and I was like, "Holy shit! He really doesn't have a lot of ass and tits on this thing. It's weird."
Boom. There it is.
Oh my God! It's me. I'm on your discovery page. Holy shit! What? What
They
is that
know,
post on?
What's the
man.
account?
They
What's the
know.
account?
Archive 180.
Oh, that's you.
And it's Camryon Bronze.
It's Cam Ryan.
That's funny.
See,
Yeah.
he's just looking at me. That's why.
Look.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, there's bitches today.
There you go. See?
It's just Madeline Klein, my love of my life.
Okay. Well.
What's that? Little Outer Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am John B. I'm trying to be. Look at the shirt.
There you go. you're halfway there.
John B.
Just missing a
Is that
foot of
character
height
name?
and like, maybe,
Yeah.
Is that
it's
a
a what?
character name? John B.
Yeah. in the
would
show.
Frankie like Outer Banks? I don't.
Isn't John B in a Beach Boys song? Malcolm.
I don't know.
Dude, you're old as fuck. We're
it's my-
talking
it's
about
my
a TV
dad.
show.
It's my dad. My fucking dad is a loser.
Dude, wait. Malcolm, Malcolm, you think Frankie would like?
Would Frankie like Outer Banks?
I don't.
not.
I don't think that he would.
I don't.
I would
people,
say no.
Do people
I would
get
say no.
murdered?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Not like. Yeah. I mean, they do.
It's in a PG-13 sense.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Well, we lost them.
God damn it, bro. Dude, one look at Sarah Cameron and you would change your mind.
I doubt it. She brunette?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, yes, she is.
Yes, she is. Well,
Yeah.
She got blonde hair.
you sure about that? Well, I mean,
I,
it's
don't know,
like
I feel like I trust Carl on this one.
it's like in the middle.
That's even better.
All right, well, we'll stop talking about girls now because you're going to get yelled at.
Yeah,
Let's go to
sorry. We're
questions.
horny. Yeah, we do. Yeah, Mike, you already fucking
Yeah.
know.
Every
explaining
single
it to
episode.
Ironically, there's no this first one to Frankie. Make Frankie buy a sim rig for the shop and write it off. It's totally a business expense. Simple Smith, I've tried. He said no.
I don't know. Maybe in the future, not right now.
Fuck, marry, kill. These are my favorites.
Okay.
U.S. Air, English Town, and Pat's Acres. I never got to drive Pat's Acres, and I still haven't driven U.S.
Wait.
Air.
Oh, U.S. Air's on there.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Dude, U.S. Air, the roller coaster of love.
See, I've never been to U.S. Air. I would kill Pat's Acres.
I'm just going to kill it because I've never been there.
Yeah, and they already killed it.
And it's already dead.
Yeah, damn. I literally was just telling somebody that I would love to drive Pat's Acres.
Me too, but
Yeah,
Like-
I think I would marry E-Town.
E-Town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the love right there.
yeah.
That turn one, like,
E-Town gives you like the best of a lot of different things.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you can fuck the shit out of E-Town. I'm just saying. Come on, Carl. You can fuck that shit up. US Air is more like a nice.
Casual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can marry E-Town because
Yeah, because you want to.
You want to be around.
Yeah.
I'd cheat on E-Town a few times.
Ready, set,
but
drift.
I'd probably apologize and we'd get back together like a toxic relationship.
I feel that. I feel that heavy.
The Brendan Wiley asks, I want to make a body kit. What's the best thing to do to get started making products? Brendan, none of us here are making body kits right
He's
now.
making products though.
He's making products.
So maybe
What's your standard thought process? Maybe design, send to send, cut, send. So
Yeah, just do it. Like I just tell people, like I've had people tell me like, oh man, like I wish I could do that too. I'm like, you probably can. Like, you just have to do it. Like just take the time to like really think it out and be organized about it, you know? Like be strategic on how you're going to approach it.
they put effort.
Yeah, put some effort into it. Because I feel like a lot of people like they have the skill set. Like I mean, I went to school for accounting and I work in marketing. I don't have any kind of crazy background in like what I'm doing on the side right now.
Yeah, wait a minute. I thought you said you were an engineer. Were you not?
You missed the for one semester part.
Oh, right. That's selective hearing.
Yeah, my dad's an engineer,
Charles, like,
so
wait.
like I think it kind of just it's still in my head.
Yeah, you think that way.
Yeah, I think
1,000%.
Yes, I 100% think that way. So yeah, I would say like come up with an approach and like a strategic approach. and
That's a
then go
good
after.
piece of advice right there.
Yeah.
Come up with the approach. You remember when I flew a plane?
Yeah.
The approach.
You can't rush it
angle.
either.
Yeah.
I mean, like some of these things I've been making has taken months, like many months to make. So
and
like,
that's months of like trials and tribulations. Like
Spending
that's not,
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah. Yeah.
G-boo.
you can't get discouraged with it because you know it won't work. It might not work the first time. My dual caliper bracket definitely didn't. I got like 5 of them hanging on a shelf.
Yeah, and I'm over here thinking in my head, I'm like a
That's annoying.
caliper
Yeah.
bracket. But if the caliper bracket is like a little thicker, it's gonna offset the caliper. Like
then
the-
you're gonna get pads are gonna wear down
Yeah.
differently. And
So
it's not gonna
originally,
bite.
I wanted to be able to use a base model rear caliper because they're like $20, and I was so hyper focused on getting it to fit over the bigger V rotor. Finally got it to work. Got the caliper, like got the bracket bolted up. I go to put a wheel on, and it won't clear an 18-inch wheel. Hits the barrel. Yeah. So I was like, well,
19.
time to order some Brembos, and now we're going to a Brembo caliper, and I had to
Yeah.
like change it up and do all that.
It's
So,
a factory V caliper though,
yes,
right?
Yeah, which is shared with like the Camaros and all that. So like the Brembos can be had they're like $150 each on Rock Auto.
I'll never get over the 6-lug thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can ditch it. It's easy to ditch it.
I just
It
can't
sounds like a
believe-
hub.
I can't believe they did
Like you
that.
just
Base model hub is 5-lug. Base model CTS.
I feel like it's one of those things someone does and then you can never look back because you're
It's-
like, you really did that shit, didn't you, dude?
We will not forget.
Like,
Well,
that's how I look at Chevy right now. Like, you really put a 6-lug on a fucking car for no reason.
well that's why I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, I knew the Viper because
Yeah,
I'm that guy right now. For some reason, I want new wheels and tires for the Koya.
well, is that why you think they were copying the Viper?
No.
No.
That's why guys get all jazzed up too, because they're like, "Oh, Viper wheels will fit," and I'm like, "No.
They don't.
They won't." Factory wheels on a V are like 8.5 with like a plus 45 offset. Like you really
A Viper
can't-
wheel is
It's like an 11.
it's sick though.
It's insane. It's sick. Don't get me wrong. But like my RSO 5s are 18 by 9.5 plus 22, and they poke like crazy.
Ooh, that's such a good IS spec,
Stanceco.
dude. But that Viper, I don't know why, but on Facebook Marketplace, there's this set of like SSRs that are 6-lug, and I thought they were gonna fit the Koya, but then it said in the description, and the description will only fit Viper.
Do you
And
know
I was
somebody?
like, what the fuck?
Somebody paid big money for those wheels.
Yeah, dude. Like SSR, like the 6-spoke, like a Type C looking wheel, but 6-lug.
Only time I like seeing Vipers is when a Supra's fucking destroying them.
Okay.
Super from hell.
Yep.
Smokes the shit out of a Viper. I'm like,
Do you
okay.
remember? So this is totally a tangent. Do you by any chance remember back in like the early YouTube days, there was a video and it was the snake bite Cobra.
Oh no.
And it was a black Cobra Mustang with a Kenny Bell supercharger with like and it was doing like burnouts.
I
and,
remember
pulls.
I remember like the Terminators. Remember that?
Yeah, it was Terminator Cobra.
Okay.
Yeah, but it had a Kenny Bell supercharger on it.
Okay.
And it was like whining. And the thing was, he was doing donuts in a cul-de-sac, like down the street, and you could hear the whines. And he just ripped up the street, and it sounded like a screaming child.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like that was one of those videos from back then because you said the Super from Hell.
Yeah.
And
do you remember the Super from Hell?
Oh, yeah,
Getting
yeah.
on the highway. I brought it up the other night. No one knew what the hell I was talking about.
Really?
Dude, Super from Hell.
too
best
young, man.
video.
Too young.
Yeah. Yo, bring it up, Malcolm.
It was like the early.
YouTube, Super from Hell.
Oh, Malcolm, it's the second one down.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
the
it's
one
that
he's talking
one.
about.
The
Yeah.
snake bite.
Let's watch this shit. Don't put the audio though, maybe.
Jesus Christ!
They'll put it
What was
loud.
that coming out of? Where was the audio coming
I
out?
don't know. Maybe the TV.
It came
Yeah,
out of my ear too, a
It was
little
coming
bit.
out of the TV.
Don't blow our eardrums out.
I won't.
What is this?
Wait, you know what? Here, click the.
Oh, this will be fine.
I think it's the.
One bad
I think it's the one
SVT.
bit. It's the same car, but I
One
think the
bad
video is the
SVT
one bad
Cobra.
SVT.
Gone
Oh,
into
hell yeah. Hold on. 18 years ago is nuts. This
Right?
video is no longer a minor.
Please don't have music.
No.
Oh, no. This does not have music, Frankie.
Oh, we're good then.
What's he about to do?
I think this is the one where he goes down and does donuts.
My
and
friend
does a
Dan would
pull-up.
know this video 100%.
Dude, this is what all my videos are going to look like because I got that camcorder. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, this is the one.
Oh no. He's like, yeah, this is.
No, this is before Mustangs were killing people.
Yeah. This guy looks like he's going to... Yeah, this has got a posse. Right here.
I made this sound. Listen.
Oh, he's just warming him up. Oh,
Damn it, you heard it for a second.
I hear it.
Yes. Yes. Holy fuck. All right, Malcolm, Super from Hell.
Dude, for 18 years, that video's been putting a smile on my face.
That's great. That's
like-
some shit my friend would do.
How
when he
does
had a
that only
Trans
have
Am in high school.
612,000 views
But-
after 18 years?
I don't know. You know, though, that like at the
Second
same
one.
time.
Yep.
That one?
Carl's gonna be, what the fuck is this?
16 years ago. This one's got
Raise it up, raise it
5.9
up,
million. Wait, this was me when I was a kid riding in the back of the Super to White Castle.
Oh, he's lagging way back.
He's not even hit the gas.
He's lagging. Yo, he's about to go.
Get up kind of next to him.
Yep, gotta get it next to him.
This was recorded on a digital
Oh,
camera.
Gus recorded it. Dude,
best
okay,
video ever.
It's so
okay,
good.
okay.
Dude, my friend blasted that shit in class one day because they brought the remember they bring like the
Yeah.
projector in or some shit?
Yeah.
He got on it and he put that video on full blast and everyone's like, what the fuck is this?
Dude,
It was a
that
different
camera
time.
took away
Yeah.
a little bit of like what that probably looked like.
Yeah, and made it better.
Insane speed was probably coming out of that thing. And
turbo
16
just-
years ago, they didn't have fucking every single car going 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
online,
shit
yeah.
was nuts.
That shit was
probably.
moving.
Like that Cobra probably made what, like 600 horsepower, maybe, maybe 600. I would say like 500.
I would say 500.
Yeah, but like that was a lot of power back then. I feel like.
Dude, he was lighting him up
Yeah.
in third.
Yeah, that
That
was.
was a lot of power. I mean, think of the FD cars back then.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude,
KAT.
I miss that 2007 Formula Drift video, man. That shit
Wait,
is sick.
2007.
Yeah,
Did we
G4 TV. It's on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah.
Go check it out. But
Yeah.
Turk has a KAT car. There's an S2000.
KATs,
Ken
that's
Gucci is in a
cool.
Mustang. Like
It was cool back then.
dope shit.
It was cool back then.
Really different.
Now it's just NASCAR.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it entertaining now, though, a little bit.
It's still entertaining, I guess, to watch, but it's not relatable whatsoever, and that kind of makes it lame for me.
Yes.
After watching it a little bit more seriously, like kind of figuring out the rules. Obviously, we do this podcast now, so we have stuff. We have people like Farouk
Yeah, that was
Dude,
cool.
that guy competes crazy.
Yeah,
Like, and I get to watch him now, and I'm like, I had conversations with this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Farouk's ever gonna watch this again, but man, it was a pleasure having you on the pod, dude.
Yeah, it was fun.
And yeah, just seeing all of that and recognizing some of that mic power, unfortunate mishap, but
First
you'll be
event.
back out there.
Yeah.
yeah. They're already putting the car back together and everything. Or,
Yeah.
or it's ready already. I
But
don't
but
know.
that's just nuts. And then I go in the sim and I'm on Long Beach and I'm like, yeah, dude,
He's like,
it's
I
sick.
wouldn't crash into the wall.
that's kind of cool, I guess. You could sim
Dude,
Long Beach. That's kind of cool.
that shit in the game is still hard.
I like Long Beach. I like that. I like that FD round. That's one of my favorite rounds. I've
There's
ever
not
been on.
really
Really?
any.
Yeah,
I think that's one of my least favorite.
really.
Yeah.
Anything that involves a street is going to be my favorite.
The street part of it is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the track is too short.
It is.
And it's all turn 1, turn 2, and then
Yeah.
like the end is kind of just
Yeah, it's terrible. But
I
it involves
like-
a street, so
yeah.
You
it
got
doesn't
me.
involve the street.
You
I
sold
do.
It's literally just the main
same thing
part
with
is
Las
a
Vegas
street.
F1. I was like, damn, I want to go, and everyone's like, that shit sucks, and I was like, yeah, but it's cool because
It's on the street.
Street.
Yeah.
The main straight is on the street, and the rest of it is a parking lot.
Oh, in Long
Yeah.
Beach.
Long
I
Beach,
hate to
Yeah,
burst
like
that
the end of
bubble
it.
for you. That
Which part is on the street? The
the
first street,
straightaway,
first part.
and then as soon as you make turn 1, you're going into a parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they use that. They use that layout for another thing, right? They do other races.
It's
Yeah.
part of a circuit, I think.
Yeah. They do other things there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I did anything on a street, I got caught. So
How'd that go?
I got out of it.
Oh,
I don't really know why. We were.
How recent was this?
This was 2020. It was right after we finished the angle kit on the 3000. We were in Philly at my buddy's shop, his dad's shop, and we aligned the car, put it on the ground, and there's a spot that was pretty well known in Philly.
I feel like we hear about this spot all the time.
Well, it was the steam fitters lot.
That's crazy that you just said that.
It's fenced off now. They actually,
Oh,
like
okay.
a year or two ago, they actually fenced the whole back parking lot off, so you can't get there anymore. So we drive to the steam fitters lot, and allegedly we were testing the car, and it was like right after COVID, like things were starting to kind of open back up. So I come running down the back of the building, and I handbrake, enter as a like past the corner of the building.
Yeah.
And a cop is driving in the building, and I enter in front of him. And I'm like, oh, God. And I like drift the turn, and then his lights are on, and then like I'm doing like the little sweeper in the back of the lot.
So you're just keeping it going.
I kept
yeah.
it going because I didn't see him. And then I see lights. I'm like,
Oh.
ooh. So I like shut it down, and I like stop. He comes, he jumps out of the car, tells all my friends that were there, he's like, leave. And they're like, okay. So,
They said, fuck.
Damn.
yeah, like we're out. So I mean, hey, I'd be like,
Yeah.
get out of here, don't get in trouble. So he jumps out of the car, he grabs my license, and he's like, what are you doing down here? I was like, whoa, we were at my buddy's shop. Like, and he's like, where is it? I'm
I would
like,
have been like, you saw what we were doing.
I'm like, it's right down the road. And he goes, because like we're from like the suburbs, so it's like Bucks County. And he's like, why do I always find all these Bucks County kids down here doing this shit? And I'm like, well, because we have nowhere to do it up there.
Yeah.
And he like looks at it, and he's like, I never want to see this car back here again. Gives me a thing back. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he's like, get out of here. He's like, I could, because he said, he's like, I could take your car. I could do. I'm like, all right.
They always say that.
Yeah, we know.
I know. I'm like, I know. I assume that risk. So we go to leave, and my headlights on the 3000 weren't plugged in.
Oh, no.
So I like turn my headlights on, and they like pop up, but then they weren't turning on because the sun was up when we went to the spot.
Now it's no longer.
Now it's
up.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
fuck.
I'm like leaving this industrial park, like flying, and my friends are still at the exit of the industrial park. And my buddy's like, dude, I look in my rearview mirror and I see your car with no headlights behind me. He's
You
like,
thought you were running.
yeah, he thought I was
Yeah.
running, and he's like, but then I
everyone-
followed them into like a Wawa across the street, and he was like losing his mind. He's
Should
like,
have
dude,
kept it going.
He's like, dude, I thought you were running.
Yeah.
I should have. But dude, I was so like thrown off of what just happened. I'm like, wait, this dude just let me go. Like I was
Yeah,
like, I just
yeah.
gotta get out of here before he like has second thoughts.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the last time I ever did anything on the street. I don't trust Florida. Like since we moved down there.
That's so weird because I feel like in Florida, I feel like
Yeah,
I
but
would
like
probably
dude,
try to get away with more.
Florida has like they have undercover like Mustangs and Challengers
God.
and like dude they'll have undercover like Ford
They're trying too hard.
Escapes, like just any SUV, like mom car.
Anything that they could waste tech.
They're
with,
not trying
100%.
hard enough.
They'll put like
Okay.
soccer magnets on the back and then pull you over. It's like stuff like that.
That's not entrapment.
No,
That's
no,
not
no.
entrapment.
No. So that's why like I don't trust anything down there to like do something like that. So
Blow the budget on a bunch of 240s for the fleet, and I'll throw an application in there.
yeah.
Because that's how you're gonna get nobody guessing who the fuck you are.
Imagine getting pulled over by a S13.
There's
on,
gotta be
S13 on Blitz 03s
yeah,
pulling
like
you over.
some really hot boy ass fucking drift car, and it's a
Yeah.
cop.
Yeah,
There
they'll-
has to be.
Be so mad.
They wouldn't have an origin budget. They go for the KBD.
They go,
Okay,
yeah.
moving on.
KBD is approved by the budget because it's made in the USA.
It's not though, but
It's
yeah.
not.
I mean, I
Kyle
don't know
Goes
that for a
Wild
fact, by the way.
asks, "Do you know Kyle Goes Wild?" Because they asked a couple questions.
I do. Kyle's
Okay.
he was there that night of the drifting.
That's so funny because I planned that. I was gonna actually funnel it into the
Kyle's
this
got
question.
a sweet Evo.
If you could go back and tell your 16-year-old self something car related, what would it be?
Honestly, to get into a rear-wheel drive stick shift car sooner. It took me a good couple years to finally get into a rear-wheel drive car. I wasted a lot of time. The Camry was awesome, but I feel like I wasted a lot of time with a front-wheel drive car. That like I feel like if I had a rear-wheel drive stick shift car, I probably would have gotten to drifting maybe a little sooner.
I think so too, because I had an Integra, or no, I had an A4, a B5 Audi first, and then I had an Integra. That was my tuner experience,
Yeah.
and I wish that one was a 240.
Yeah.
If it was a 240, and it was at that time when my brain was so fucking malleable, ooh, and then I might have accidentally met Frankie earlier on in life.
That would have been terrible for
Fucked.
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Fucked. Then you
I
have
would've been like,
Miyagi
Carl,
and
this
Mini
is a
Yagi.
credit card. He would have been like, ooh.
That would have been so fun.
That's what I did to Miyagi.
Yeah, I know. That's why I called it Miyagi and Mini Yagi.
Yeah, literally.
I miss Miyagi. Can you get him back on here?
It's hard, man.
He's just a busy guy. Hi,
He just
Miyagi.
doesn't care about us anymore. It's crazy.
That's false. If I call Miyagi and you, Miyagi's answering the phone. You,
Yeah.
maybe 1 or 2 times
But
to
you
let
see
you know
me
it's an
every week.
emergency. Yeah.
See
Yeah.
Miyagi once a year.
What else did
If
Kyle
that.
have for us?
Pros and cons of trying to run a small automotive / drift business, also from Kyle.
Well, the pros are. Let's go with the cons first. The cons
Big
are
veggies first.
yeah.
Okay.
The cons are trying to like. It's a struggle with time and resources, and like we talked about, not having time,
Yeah.
priorities and whatnot, but like resources too.
Because
where,
time
like,
is all you got.
yeah, and it's kind of like cool. I want to do this thing, but I'm like, dude, I don't have like the tools to do what I want to do. So it's kind of like what you were saying, like 3D scanners, like stuff like that. Like that stuff is so out of my price range to like jump into. It's a limiting factor, I would say. The pros are that like I like going to events and having my name on things and just being like the reason that this car is here is because, you know, of the parts that I make. And more so seeing other people run. I get really excited when people send me like Instagram stories and stuff of like them running my parts on their car, like drifting. It's really cool to see because I feel like it's opening the door for like another chassis in drifting. And surprisingly, the V isn't that bad of a chassis. And I'm
Is
gonna,
it solid rear?
no, independent.
Really?
Trailing arm, independent. It's actually kind of similar to, I want to say it's kind of similar to like BMWs.
Yeah, an E36.
To
It's
an
a
extent.
trailing arm rear.
Yeah, trailing arm rear.
Don't say that too loud.
No, I'll say it now because I have 2 of them. So like, let the prices run up.
yeah. I'm a
Yeah.
stakeholder now.
Yeah. The drift tax can hit. It's fine.
Yeah, he's selling parts for him, so.
Yeah. So, but I get excited when I see like another caliper bracket get sold because I'm like, cool, like another person's going to try and drift the car. So it's like rewarding to see my stuff out there.
Hell yeah. To hear that from somebody who has their own company selling that, believing in the product like you do, kind of like how Frankie does too with their products. I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really opening up the doors for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why, I just want people to have a good time, you know? I mean, and like a lot of, like, you've inspired me. Scotty D, who I mentioned before, like watching what he does with Mustang inspired me. Like I see like the stuff you make, like the line kits and stuff like that. Even like your packaging, I've like noticed that you have like the
Oh yeah.
you know
The
the
little tape.
branding and
That's
stuff like that.
kind of shit that I like to do. You know, like, I would want that if I was buying something.
Yeah,
So-
and that's the kind of stuff that like makes an impression on
and
people.
it's pretty simple once you figure it out. So it's like,
Yeah, thankfully I live with a graphic designer too, so like
oh my god, that's the
You mean you're
biggest.
it really helps.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, because I can be like, because when it comes to design stuff, I'm not good. So I can be like, Morg, listen, this is what I'm trying.
Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking, and then she'll like
just
kick
do it.
something out. That's
Wow,
like killer.
dude.
Yeah,
Graphic design is probably for a small business. That was my biggest Achilles heel. Like I didn't have someone too dependable. I had people along the way that could do certain things, certain friends that could do certain things, but then it would always be like a block. Like I can't do that. I don't know how to do that.
yeah.
So
Well, yeah. If you're ever looking for another one, you let me know.
I will. Yeah, definitely.
Last one from Kyle. Why did you ruin a completely, perfectly good
I knew this was coming.
all-wheel drive VR4 3K?
So, Kyle was there the night we cut the whole back half off the car.
Oh, right. You mentioned that you needed the back half of a car to make this happen.
Yeah. Well, no. When we did the tube rear and the over fenders, he was there when we cut the quarter panels out and everything.
Does he like those cars?
3000s?
Yeah.
I mean, he's an Evo guy.
So he's trolling you.
He has a killer Evo.
Oh,
but
he's
yeah,
an Evo guy. So he's
just
still a
trolling me.
Mitsubishi guy.
Yeah.
So.
But like one of the first quarter panel that I cut, not the best.
Yeah.
And there's a video looking at me sitting there with the saw with like this big mask on, and then it cuts to Kyle and he's just like, ugh.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I
A saw? Why wouldn't...
well like one of those like little with the little blades on them. And like,
Was it a disc or was it a? Was it a
The little
no,
blades?
It was a disc. Yeah.
It was a disc.
Okay.
It was a cut off.
Yeah, it was cut
Okay, I was going to say, with the little blade, that's a fucking coping
I would like
saw.
to body saw. Body saws are the best invention.
That's what I was
ever.
thinking of, a body saw. But no, it was a cut off disc.
Yeah.
That's what I would use.
That's
angle
what most
grinder.
of us used to
Yeah.
destroy our cars.
Yeah.
A body
Angle
saw would have been a
grinder.
lot nicer.
I do regret it a little bit. Like this past winter, I redid the whole motor, engine bay, and everything. I'm kind of working front to back now. So I want to redo the tube rear since it got all bent up and I never fixed it. And I almost want to like drop the fuel cell a little lower and then make
Wasn't that the
floor.
whole purpose of this?
Yeah, but I have room. I got room to drop
Are
it
you
lower.
sure?
I don't even want to drift the car anymore. But like, I'll drop the fuel cell a little lower and then make like a sheet metal floor in the back just to like kind of seal it in better.
To make it...
I want to ask you a
little,
question before he gets to more of these. Did you enjoy drifting that car? Did it feel weird? Did it feel normal?
So I learned how to drift on the car. So like it was all I knew.
Yeah.
And
But now you have a pretty proper front engine rear.
yeah, like would I go back to it? And I feel like I hit the limit. The reason I wanted to build another car is because I feel like I hit the limit of that car. I did a US Drift Street Legal comp in it at Shenandoah in 2021. And like that was when I was really just like, this car's not it for like trying to do.
Why? Consistency or something?
So Street Legal had like a tight technical track. That car's gearing wise is way better for like E-Town or like big sweepers and stuff like that. So like second gear will go up to like 89 miles an hour or something like that. It's insane.
Okay.
So the gearing's super long. So like at when I did the Street Legal, I kept falling out of boost and it was like low. It was like bogging. It looked terrible.
So it's probably a drivetrain issue, you'd say,
Yeah, and like there's no better like rear diff
Trans.
option.
or diff.
Even trans.
Yeah.
There's no better gearing option than what like I have the most ideal gearing setup in there, and like it has its limitation. But if I caged that car, I wouldn't fit in it. So like I'm too tall. Like I'm almost too tall for it with the racing seats in it. So like once I put it, like my head was like touching the roof almost. Like,
I'm
with
over
the-
here. I'm like, gearing. Okay, so switch trans. CD trans. And then I'm like,
transverse
wait a
engine.
minute. You
Yeah,
can't.
Yeah, so I have a 5-speed and a 6-speed option. The 6-speed would have made it longer.
Oh.
That's
So
weird, first of all.
Well, good thing you have
Yeah.
the V now.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one makes more sense.
yeah, and like the first event, Honda Moose 2017, I showed up. The car had stock angle, which for an all-wheel drive car is like none. And then I had a welded diff and a handbrake that barely worked. And I was on backtrack, having a terrible time. But Reese jumped in the car, and I was like, dude, drive this, see if you can do it. Backtrack, no problem.
What the fuck?
I'm like,
But that was your first event.
first drift event with that car, just ever. And Reese drives it, and he's like, dude, he's like, it's got power. He's like, you need angle, you need a handbrake. I was like, cool. So I experimented with some angle things. Like I did like tie rod spacers first, and then I did like a cut knuckle, and then I did a further cut knuckle, and like that's where I'm at now. And then I did the extended lowers, and I built tie rods for it and stuff like that.
And it was turboed, but it was rear wheel drive.
Yeah. So right now it's twin turbo.
But you still had to do the conversion with the subframe and everything.
Yeah. That all came before drifting. I drove it for like a year and a half as all-wheel drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to make a VR4, and then all my friends started drifting, and I was like, well, I can't build another car. I don't have room at my parents' house, so I'm like, oh, I'll try and do this. Because there were guys in like the DSM world that have done like welded center diffs and stuff like that. So I was talking to a DSM friend of mine, and he was like, yeah, if you weld it and pull the front axles, it'll work. I was like, okay.
That's
And
cool, man.
It worked well. It worked better
I like
than
that you
thought.
asked that because, like, imagine you did all that work to hate it.
I know. And like honestly too, like I'll bring the V to the track now, and like it draws attention because like you don't see a Cadillac drifting often.
That shit still looks elegant.
Yeah.
Like the way that it looks, you're like, that's a Cadillac.
But like the 3000 had like a different vibe to it. It was more of like the Japanese car vibe that
it was
I feel
just
like.
out of the ordinary, dude.
Yeah, and it was like the low flat car, like wide car that like the V just isn't. So I'm trying to get the V to be a little more vibey.
A GT wing. Yeah.
I don't know how to make those cars look good.
Yeah.
GT wing and BN Sports.
Oh jeez.
Actually, no, GT wing and an Origin racing line kit. 2024 Formula. Okay.
That'd be weird though.
This one's from Tyler. Say what? It's Mike, comma, the best meats are the invite meats. I promise I'll make the next one.
So-
Hobby also. Oh, wait, sorry.
Let me touch on that. So
Yeah.
when I said we stopped doing car meets, so we started doing meets at the Dairy Queen in Warrington, PA. And
I was going to say.
so we would do Dairy Queen
Invite.
meets. And no, well, yeah, it's a little far for you.
Yeah, it's very far.
Yeah. So what we started doing is we had a meet there. We're close with the owner of Dairy Queen, and her husband's a cop in the town. So like pretty good connection there.
Kind of sick.
And we would have like public meets, like Stanceco meets, and it got to the point where like the last one we had, the main road in the town was backed up for miles for people trying to get in. The lot was already full. So, and then there were like a lot of kids there that were just screwing off. So I was like, all right, we're doing invite only meets. So then we start doing, whenever I come home, I'll do an invite only meet. And it's neat because you get a lot of quality stuff. So like Stoneback will bring out some cars, and like a lot of, it's interesting because more Club Loose guys come. And like local, like Club Loose guys will come up, and it's a good time, good vibes.
Yeah,
It's
that
just
sounds
like,
cool.
it's chill. We just hang out. It's not like a ton of people. It might be
I
like,
do want to do more shit like that too, man.
yeah, it
I
might be
haven't
like,
had a meet in a while.
Yeah.
it might be like 50 cars, and like we just chill, have some ice cream, and
Yeah, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I
People
wasn't
over
in it
here-
until now.
Yeah.
Now I'm totally for it.
People
Give
over
me a
here when they start
lactate.
drifting, they're like, "Oh, I don't fuck car meets." I'm
Yeah,
like, what do
no.
you mean fuck car meets?
you got to have the
It's
car
fun.
meets with the drift cars.
Yeah,
And then, I remember the one night, like, you know Seb, right?
yeah.
So, like, Seb came, and he was, he has, like, 3 hot dogs in his hands. I'm like, yeah, you came to like, Dairy Queen for the hot dogs? And he's like, hell yeah. But it's cool because then, like, you know, like the other night, it was a little chilly. We had one, and people still came out. But, like, on a Wednesday night, the line's to the door in Dairy Queen. So,
Yeah.
like, they love it for that, too. So, it really, everyone wins, you know?
Yeah. As I feel like smaller businesses would always appreciate that. So
Yeah.
as long as the crowd isn't fucking destroying the property.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to have a Cars and Coffee called Carl's and Coffee. It's gonna be sick.
Here we go.
And
Again.
it's only for Carls.
It's just all the Carls.
Carls and cars.
No, but
Invite
it's
only,
Carl
just
apostrophe S.
yeah, if if your name starts with a C, you're not invited.
Not
You're out.
invited.
Across
You're
the street.
actually stoned.
Stoned to death. Holy shit.
That got aggressive.
Fuck you, Carl with a C. Yo, Lachlan is in here.
Okay.
I haven't heard this name in a while. This is Malcolm's
That's
secret
Malcolm's boy,
lover.
right?
Yeah.
What's so funny, Malcolm?
What did he say?
What's your shoe choice for casual wear?
Oh, wow, that's normal. Vans. Vans
Yeah, I feel like I've
slip-ons.
never seen. What do you guys?
I'm a big for casual wear. I'm not wearing them right now, but
You're not wearing any shoes right now.
no, I'm barefoot. Yeah.
Oh shit! Frankie's grabbing me with his toes.
We're holding toes under the table.
I guess Vans for me. I don't know.
always bad.
Mine are
Doc Martens.
NMDs, like Adidas NMDs.
You like the? I had NMDs.
They're just like a good like do whatever shoe. Yeah, I cut
That's
the
what my
grass in
Vans
'em.
are.
I have like NMDs. I cut the grass in. Garage NMDs.
That's how I am with Vans. Your multiple shoe is like our Vans because I have multiple Vans. I
Yeah,
have work on the
yeah.
car Vans. I have look cool Vans, and I have go to work.
I feel like
Carl always stays looking fly. I don't know how, because he spends all his money on his car.
I just wear the same thing every day to this fucking podcast.
No,
Are you
you
kidding
don't.
me? I literally wear.
You
the
just
same
said you
thing.
have multiple Vans.
I have orange.
I mean, you got that
I
John
have
B
this
shirt on
one.
tonight.
I got the John B shirt on. They loved this. This was a hit at the office
I
today.
bet, dude.
They were like, "Oh my god, nice shirt!" And I'm like, "I wear one shirt because our
Dude, you
dryers,
always wear
our
shirts and
dryer is
shit.
broken, and this shirt, Malcolm knows, this was from when we were doing reckless shit in the clubs.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm
I was
saying?
gonna
This
say
is
that looks like.
type of fucking.
I was gonna say it looks like
God.
something you're going out on Friday night with.
And I had to wear it to the office.
Comfortable with that shit.
What?
He makes fun of you because you go, ah ha ha ha, but now he's doing it every day.
We do it all the time.
Like, and now he just does it, and it's yeah, like now he just does it.
Yeah, but Malcolm's
he was
is like,
making fun of you, and now he's like committed.
Now you got to put a little extra fent on it. You have to like.
Dude, side note, that Photoshop of Malcolm and Kensington was wild.
wait, in the video?
Yeah, and then somebody on the comments was like, "I'm literally blocks from Kensington right now as I'm watching this," and I'm like, "You're on the Heron."
If you don't know what we're talking about, you gotta check out that new YouTube video, Faction
Yeah,
Motorsports.
make sure to check out the Hot Lab.
like, share,
you know?
subscribe, leave a comment.
Stop making Malcolm do weird shit.
I didn't do anything.
Dance.
I'm not
monkey.
even involved in that. They come. They're
You
like,
probably haven't watched a single one.
I watched some of the first ones Eddie made to make sure he wasn't doing anything suspect. But the hot take ones that he's doing, or hot lap or whatever, I'm not even involved. I'm in there and they're like sitting next to each other, like, "You want to do the hot lap right now?" And Malcolm's like looking around. Yeah, we could do it now. 'Cause they try to do it in one take.
Yeah, people love that stuff. People love that behind the scenes kind of stuff.
I mean, they're making him do weird things. I don't like that.
Yeah, they are.
Malcolm, you gotta stop.
Dude, I mean, it keeps him coming back, so fuck it.
Okay,
This motherfucker said, "I'm not a skater." Next comment.
do a kickflip.
Do a kickflip.
All right.
Maybe next week.
All right. Does a kickflip. Boop.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm not a skater though.
Sometimes they land it, sometimes they don't. So
The AN line fitting dances were pretty decent.
I don't know
Oh,
what
yeah.
that is even. Oh no.
oh, that,
What kind of dumb shit are you doing?
Frank, you got to tune into the fact.
Yeah, I need to watch the hot
Dude,
lap.
wait. What was the other one? It was the straight push on fitting, and Malcolm just said. I was like, what the fuck?
How did you even come up with doing that, Malcolm? Like, what was the whole?
I don't.
No, I grabbed something off the
Oh, you were
AN
here?
line supply, and I said, Malcolm, how would this dance be?
That's the
Why
dumbest
is
shit
that?
ever.
Oh, there was this old lady on Instagram who was showing how the different pastas would dance.
Oh,
Yeah, and I
that's
was
where
like,
that's
Malcolm,
from.
do this for AN lines.
okay.
And he was
Oh.
like, a push 90. And I was like,
Should have made a reel of that, Malcolm.
Oh yeah.
Clip
Would
it.
have went viral.
yeah, wow, shoulda, coulda, woulda. All right, Malcolm,
We
this
missed that
locked
boat.
again.
It's 0707, David.
You gave everyone on the podcast. your
That's crazy. Malcolm, I can't believe you just gave us your passcode. Go change that right now. The real JDM Will says Mike's 3000 GT is on my top 5 drift cars that has hit Club Loose.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
Got to be
That's awesome.
memorable. Imagine like
Yeah.
how many times have you seen it? You're probably
I mean, Will's been on backtrack when I was out there struggling. You know, I appreciate all those dudes on C track that like helped. That's what I was kind of saying with like Florida. Like, I feel like I don't see that as much. Whereas like E-Town, Club Loose guys, like they actually care, especially when you're learning. Like they'll help you. They'll tell you what to do. I've had plenty of people tell me what to do, but then I've had plenty of people be like, "Dude, I don't know what to do with this car." And
Isn't
I'm
it
like,
crazy to think that though? Like you mentioned Reese. Bro, Reese is a Formula Drift judge.
Yeah.
When
Reese is
I-
doing big things.
when I-
He's-
crazy.
When
Yeah.
I watch that now, I'm like,
I want to watch it now.
and
yeah,
they
'cause of
and
that.
that's why yo
Yeah.
Reese, just so you know, again, shot in the dark, you hear this, but
Is he ever like on the mic?
yes,
Yeah,
gotta
he
see
jumped
that.
on at Long Beach.
dude,
sometimes,
he does, and it'll be like, first of all, the fucking MCs, get your shit right, because you guys keep directing or defaulting over to actually. They probably know what they're saying, but they want to default to a judge so that people get more credibility. I feel like.
Yeah.
So I take that back. I'm sorry. God forbid. But then they give the mic
Carl
over to
just wants
Reese.
MC, so that's the
They give the mic over to Reese, and hearing Reese talk and know that it's at a Formula Drift event is
Right.
funny.
With the Philly. I love the Philly accent too.
He's
It's so
like,
good.
he's like, looks like he came into turn one. Oh
wow.
You know, type of deal. Like it's literally Reese
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
TV. But,
But yeah, thank
man.
you, Will. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Means a lot.
shout out to Club Blues, man. They really made us who we are today.
true.
Ahmed, man, you got to stop asking why I'm so hot because I am ugly. All right. Beastie Boy E46.
I know. Why did I buy a car?
Yeah, can you tell everybody?
Because it was a good deal.
Okay, tell
closed.
Front Street Josh that because he said can't wait for him to get scolded by the internet for buying another car without finishing
It
his
just
own.
happened, Josh. There you go.
I miss Josh.
And guess what?
I don't give a fuck about what any one of you says. Keep the comments coming.
Dude, can we get Josh back here, please? I miss Josh, man.
Yeah.
Makes me happy when he messages me, though. Okay.
What is this one?
Beastie Boy. It's called Crab Rangoon, not Crab Raccoon.
Okay.
But Crab Rangoon or egg roll? Damn.
raccoons.
You seen it?
Do you like crab
I
raccoons?
can't see it. I can't see it.
Or do you like?
Wait, sorry.
egg
It
rolls?
literally says crab raccoons.
I mean,
or
I
egg roll.
know what a rangoon is. I've never seen one of them crab.
If it
raccoons.
was a cheese rangoon, oh, dude, cheese rangoon all day. Because I can't eat crab. Even the imitation crab gets me a little bit of a reaction. I don't like testing it.
I was a big imitation crab guy, and then I saw a video on how it's made.
Dude, it's already plastic.
Done.
Wait, it's plastic?
It's not good.
I thought it was shrimp
It's
based.
not good. It's like Alaskan pollock base, but it turns into a paste at some point during the production,
Okay.
and it's just
They blast
You ever
it
see
out
how
like
they
a
make
tube of
chicken nuggets
toothpaste.
from McDonald's?
oh yeah.
And you're
I
still eating
love
those?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no, I eat them all day.
I will too.
It's just ground chicken in
I
a
won't
vat.
eat them all day, but
It's ground chicken in a big KitchenAid. I do that at home. And the answer is cheese rangoon for you shellfish allergic people. Subi664 asks,
you got to say it now.
yep, I do. Fuck, marry, kill. I'm going to make Mike answer this one.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill. George Bush Sr.
Oh jeez.
Why is it senior?
It was specified, unless that says George Bush SR 20.
That's right.
George Bush Sr., Weird Al Yankovic, and the Kool-Aid Man. None of those have any affiliation whatsoever. Maybe George Bush and Weird Al because maybe Georgie listened to Weird Al, but man,
This is a weird one. Guess we're doing the Kool-Aid Man.
you're doing the Kool-Aid Man?
I guess we're marrying Weird Al.
You're marrying Weird Al?
And we're
Marrying
killing George
Weird
Bush.
Al back up.
I don't even know, dude.
What?
I don't even know where to
I
go
mean,
with this.
you might get the most money.
I'm with
that
the
way.
Kool-Aid Man though because
Dude, I'm all about that money,
So you're
man.
killing George Bush. That's crazy.
you're fucking
Isn't
the
he already
Kool-Aid
dead?
Man.
I think he is dead.
Yeah, George Bush Sr.'s dead.
Yeah. He was dead. Park was dead. Naming a lot of dead things for the kill.
Yeah.
Not the Kool-Aid Man. That's forever.
Kool-Aid Man is forever.
Rich and Riboflavin.
Is he
Do you
not
miss-
dead or is he dead?
Kool-Aid Man?
No, George Bush
Oh,
Sr.
I think he's dead.
He's gotta be dead.
I'm pretty sure he's dead. We got fact check.
would
Are
be
we
like
done?
90
Yeah,
something.
Malcolm, can you correct us, please, before we fucking go down the wrong hole
He would
here?
be like 98 if he was alive.
He died in 2018
Ooh.
at 94.
Damn!
Yeah, you'll get that.
How about that math?
No fucking
fucking
I was
way.
literally like one number off, right? I said he would be 98 right now.
Yeah.
It was 94.
That's
94.
4 numbers.
No, but
off.
he would.
Yeah, but he would be 98 right now.
Oh, yeah. Good job, kiddo.
Holy shit!
About
Oh, you
time.
meant like today?
Yeah.
He would be
Wow.
95, I think, or 99.
6.
Whatever it is.
96. All right. Do you miss working in marketing? Do you
Who's
miss
this?
working in
Who's
marketing?
this?
This is Subi664. I think this is a Turn 14 guy as well.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah.
Mark.
Mark.
So, to an extent, I think part of the real reason why I wanted to leave Turn 14 marketing was, let me rephrase, automotive industry marketing, because it was kind of ruining it for me.
Really?
So, like, I spent a lot of
Tell me
time.
about it.
I spent a lot of time working event booths and doing like things like that, PRI and whatnot, and like it just
that shit's whack.
it killed it for me.
I get that.
You know, like it kind of killed it. I stopped going to events like myself for fun on the weekends because
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Ooh, I'm not working this weekend." Like,
Yeah.
I
get that.
Yeah, so I don't really miss the marketing in the automotive industry. I still work in marketing,
Yeah.
so I haven't gotten away from it. I enjoy marketing for sure, but like from an automotive industry standpoint, I now enjoy marketing myself as opposed to
you're basically doing that. Yeah.
yeah, as opposed to like working booths and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
I that would make me lose it as well.
Yeah.
That's why I don't ever really want to
you
work
like working
anything.
the faction booth.
That's just because I'm hanging out.
I know it's way different.
But
than what
but then
he's talking
like
Yeah.
but then you have that other side of the sword, right? Where it's like you could have fun while working.
about. Yeah, the faction shit is different. PRI and shit like that, like those kind of events. I just fucking,
Yeah, like I
we
did-
went to SEMA last year and I'm good on that.
Yeah, like I did PRI in 2019, and it was exhausting. Don't get me wrong, but like when you're working a booth, you really don't get to like experience PRI. So that's like Morgan and I are gonna try and go to PRI this year, like me for myself and then her for herself, and like just experience it at the same time. Just because like when you're working a booth, you're tied to that. Like I was tied to the booth from 6 in the morning to 6 at night.
That part is true about the faction booths when we do it. Yeah, you don't really get to see anything.
No, like
Yeah.
you're there. You're under that tent.
Even though
But we see a lot of friends. We talk to a lot of people. But
Yeah,
But then
like,
I do
people
this.
come to you and whatnot. Yeah,
I do this, and I make sure to do this every time. Yo, Frankie, can I please walk around, please?
okay,
And then I'll walk
I
around.
force them to go walk around. Well, Carl does it by himself, so he's good.
Yeah,
and then they'll be
Princess
like,
and
"Where
Malcolm
the fuck?"
don't.
Yeah, they don't.
And they'll just sit there the whole time, and then
They
they'll be
don't.
like, "That was
Make 'em-
boring." I'm like,
make
"No
'em
shit,
get
it
out
was
there."
boring. You didn't fucking do anything."
yeah.
Yeah, but that's you being a fucking old man, though, because you're like, go out and go play. I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit here.
Yeah,
It's hard though too, because I mean, you got to figure
That's
booth
his
setup,
business.
booth breakdown.
that's just annoying.
Yeah, like and then like the trade shows, like I remember at PRI, like after the event, the car transport guy was like, "Yeah, I'm like down the block, like it's close as I can get to the convention center."
Oh no.
So like me and 2 other guys had to push Dye's AE86 because it didn't run. We had to push it like 4 blocks, like out of the convention center onto the street and like 4 blocks down the road to meet the reliable
Dude, media
carrier guy. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, we couldn't have just picked a running car. But yeah, it's
These damn cars never run.
it's demanding. It is demanding, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That was all the questions we had. And why do I feel like this one was kind of professional?
Because he is professional.
Nah, we had good conversation. We were
No, the
laughing this
way-
whole
the
time.
way he-
I don't laugh
the
at
way
work.
You talk and everything. You're in a marketing position.
Yeah.
It's hard to
I know
hide,
somebody
you know?
works in corporate.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna jump on the screen. Morgan gives me a hard time. She'll be like, "Yeah, I just hear. Yeah, let me grab the screen real quick." And yeah,
Our lives are a joke to people. Like, isn't that?
yeah. I feel like a lot of people don't understand. If you're not involved with what we're involved with, a lot of people just don't get it.
No, and it is kind of mundane, wacky work sometimes because you're sitting at a desk, but nothing rots your brain faster than when you're just sitting there looking at the fucking screen, getting your
I was talking
tasks
about people
done.
don't get car stuff.
Oh.
Like people at work don't. Like I feel like
Oh,
they don't.
like
get,
your coworkers don't understand
Yeah,
that
I
you
feel
have a
like-
life outside of it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
and my coworkers, they know they're like, yeah, he goes out and he races cars, but like, they don't. I feel like not so much my coworkers, just anybody. Like they just don't understand, like family, friends, or whatever. They
Yeah.
don't understand like what it means to
You're
us.
into cars. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and then it's more than just like a money waster.
I mean, it's kind of a. Well, yours, you
That's-
managed to turn it into
Yeah.
not a money waster.
Ultimately, I would like Stanceco to get to the point where it will support, like, cover my drifting completely.
That's all we're trying to do, Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
100%.
literally just
That's
trying
what
to
every
make
drifter's trying to do.
drifting
Seriously. Yeah.
sustainable.
Dude, with those tires, gotta stop getting expensive.
That's literally the Front Street Josh
Yeah.
Yeah,
methodology.
yeah.
Because we had him on here when? Last year? No, 2 years ago.
His was a good
Maybe.
episode.
Probably was 2 years
And
ago.
when we had him on, and that was kind of when we started kind of talking a little bit more, he's doing the same thing. That's the formula. How can we do this
For cheap.
for cheaper
Yeah, and
while also
you got to
progressing?
do it within your means. Like you need to recognize what you can responsibly spend.
Yeah, you don't
and afford,
ruin
like,
your life.
Don't drive yourself into debt and like tank your credit score just because you needed a pallet of tires for next weekend. Like I feel like you need to just recognize the scope in which you can do it.
Yeah.
To like jump into it, and that's why like I don't drift a lot every year because, I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on outside of car stuff with like the house and all that it's just not realistic. So it sucks sometimes, but I
I
recognize
know it kind of does suck
But
because
then you got to look at all the positives of the other stuff you have going on.
I know,
you
I know.
I mean, we built this house and it's beautiful, and like so like there's that, and like so like I'm not as upset that like I can't go to the track as much as I want.
I feel like right now I'm not upset, but I'm frustrated because I managed to build the car and like the car isn't done, but yet like I'm at my wits with like how much I wanted to spend on it,
Yeah,
which isn't even a lot to most
Carl.
people.
You spent like $2 on it.
I spent like $4 on it.
Yeah. You can't
But-
even complain.
Like, I don't know. To me, I don't spend money like that. I also don't make like
You
a.
now have a 1JZ
Yeah, it's pretty fucking sick.
IS300.
you're there. I mean, you're there.
I'm
like
there.
you have a lot of. It's
But-
almost done.
Whenever I
Yeah.
get to the point that like you're at, I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna blow the money now because I'm
about to
replace
literally
it.
as we get out of this podcast. I got a little buzz going. I'm about to start fucking running up the
Like
bill.
the only things you really need to do ever again: replacement body kits or aero wheels.
I know, but I feel like
Maybe
maybe
suspension.
just because my life's just been like I'm conditioned to think this way. Like I'm gonna drive this thing and it's gonna blow up.
No, it's not.
I hope not.
See, I was conditioned to save money. Like my parents did a really good job raising me to like save money. So like there'd be time like I'll act like I'm broke.
You
but, like,
need to.
you have to act like
No,
you have
that
no
is
money.
so
Yeah.
real.
You have to act like you have no money, but like put your money away when you have that extra money, and that's kind of how you can save money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
I'm
hit like a transaction that goes into your other account and
Yeah.
it was like you spending money and then you're like, ooh, okay, that scratched the itch a little bit.
yeah. So like what I have like a minimum for my bank account. Like I have a minimum number.
And
So
it'll
that-
give you an alert.
So like I treat that number as zero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the
Yep.
smartest thing you can do. I've
That's
never
a-
done it. I feel very broke talking to you guys right now.
You
But,
have to-
I never said I have a lot of money.
Yeah.
I just
No,
said
no.
I try to watch my spending.
Yeah. That's not what that means.
No, don't get
It's
it twisted.
just
I
the
do not
bottom
have a lot of
dollar
money.
is like what I need to have
Like
for
just in
rent.
case, like an emergency.
Yeah.
Like if anything happens, like shit hits the fan, like I know I have that little buffer.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just recognizing what you can do and what you can't, and like don't overstretch yourself.
I just love driving so much, dude.
Oh, dude,
I
me
love
too.
drifting, and if it was up to me, I'd be at every fucking event drifting the piss out of my car. And growing up, I guess, is just realizing that if I drift the piss out of my car, I have to work 10 times harder because if I want to keep drifting, I got to work so that I can make money so that I keep drifting.
It's all part of the game. Like I
Well, now I'm
literally-
depressed.
I literally got like that. I was just like, it was after we did haunted moves in October, and then with the house stuff all winter, didn't touch the car, and then like 2 weeks before we came up here, I was just like, I gotta go to the track, like because I won't be able to go until like at least May. Excuse me. So like I looked for an event. I'm like, there's an event Saturday night at like this garbage track. And I texted one of my buddies. I was like, yo, you going to this? He's like, I'll go if you go. I was like, all right, cool, we're there. So like we went. Track's terrible, but I'm like, I itched the itch for a little bit.
Yeah.
Buy me some time. And then I'm getting bored with like skid pad stuff in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would fucking.
like-
Which sucks is I see like a bunch of dope cars
Yeah.
really good looking cars.
Yeah, for sure.
And really good looking driving. And I feel like if they weren't on skid pad, they'd look awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, but Drift Team Risky Business, man. That's my Florida folk right
There you
there.
go.
Chris
Yeah.
Sarkar, Chafee, Conkling. And
They
what's
shred.
the last one?
They do
Matt
shred.
Gallup. How can I forget Matt? They were funny at Mid-Pond when I met them.
Yeah.
Fucking yellow cars. And that 1J IS that Chris has is the reason why I have my 1J. Because I drove it for like 2 minutes, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Thing was at fucking 235 coolant temp,
Yeah.
and we're still going
Yeah.
Dude.
mint.
And LS will do that for you too.
Yeah, my see, a good buddy of mine, Brad, also has an LS, and he's bored. I know if Brad listens to this, he's gonna agree.
I will say, turbo cars have a little extra pizzazz to them.
It's just a little
when
flavor,
you're driving. Yeah.
little like, ha, ha, ha,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to close on, Mike? I feel like we fucking
Yeah. Anything you want to shout out or website?
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
how do people order these parts that you just spent all this time making?
well, if
We
you-
didn't even talk about
a very
that
specific
once.
niche group of people, it's just www.stanceco.jp or .us.
Wait, you can use both?
Yeah, I got
You
both.
got both?
Yeah, because ultimately what I want to end up doing is put .jp on the 3000 and .us on the V.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I grabbed both domains.
Damn, I didn't know you could do a
He
.jp in
thought
the
ahead
States
of-
and it would work.
Yeah,
Wow, why didn't I fucking know that? What the fuck?
but yeah, and then
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
over
know.
here with that .com.
We literally,
bullshit.
I remember we didn't do that because, I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
And then I mean Instagram Mike_Stansco if you want to see me do work on unpractical cars for drifting.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
thank
you're
you.
so you're in Philadelphia tonight and
Yeah, till
okay,
next
so
weekend.
you still got a fucking long drive home.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 45.
What's your cheesesteak spot? Closing message here.
So, I mean, I know everyone says Gino's is like a tourist spot. Hold on, huh?
Okay.
Gino's is a tourist spot. Gino's is always my go-to, like growing up. But I'm a big Steve's guy on like Comley Road in like Northeast Philly.
Okay, that's one I haven't heard of. So
Steve's.
Steve's
I
Steaks.
feel like I've definitely
Steve's Steaks.
Yeah.
I like the one with the seeded roll, the seeded bun, like the
Okay.
brown bread.
Yeah.
I think it's called
D'Alessandro's.
D'Alessandro's.
Yeah, that's Morgan's favorite one. So here's the thing.
Oh,
D'Alessandro's,
no.
they chop their meat and they put the cheese on top, I think. I like sliced meat and I like when the whiz goes down first so it soaks into the bread.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. So
Dude, okay. Whiz wit? Is that what you say?
I go whiz without. No onions. Just steak and whiz.
I need the onions on there. I need that hot bread. But all right, well, go to Steve's and go check out D'Alessandro's if you want the bread that I like. Thank you guys so
Stanceco.jp.
much. Mike, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That was probably one of the more fun podcasts that I feel like are more enjoyable to
Yeah,
listen
and
to.
very informative. Buy a CTSV if you haven't got one yet.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
bump the
teens.
prices up so
Mike's
that
got parts for 'em.
yeah,
You
you
get
can
it.
get parts from Mike and also boost his equity.
Yeah, you can get a LS powered car for 10 grand. First Gen V.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Kenneth, do that. That's my younger brother. All right, guys. Thank you so much. This has
I'ma
been
eat this
Faction
shit.
After Hours. Frankie's going to eat what the fuck is in that.
Fried rice, baby.
Good night. Bye.